I don't hate where you got it, Ron. I mean, you may have to readjust yourself some, but that works.
I'm readjusting.
No, I'm talking about where you sit and broadcast.
They just readjust where you sit. There you go. Right there on the camera.
Are you gonna get? Okay, are we ready?
I don't know, are we?
I'm as ready as I can be now.
I was looking at those macarons. Yes. I bet they're not
Here,
overpriced.
take these. Put
Terrible.
those back there. Well, we got a viewer already on the. Well, we had a viewer on the YouTubes, and they went away.
Was it us?
No, it was not us because I don't have control over that.
You don't have control over other people's YouTubes?
No, I don't have control over other people's YouTube.
Well, you should.
I should.
Jeff Bezos them up or something.
All right, we're going back. We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. What were we talking about?
You were saying that you'll be right back.
No, I cut that part out.
Oh, vegans? They're toxic heterosexuality is what we were talking about.
Corey was talking about his toxic sexual appetite.
You're not lean back. You'll crush your cat.
What?
You'll crush your cat.
He needs to learn. It's time for him to learn a hard fucking lesson.
He was already a drug mule for the Mexican cartels. How much harder lessons does he
Time
have
for
to
him to
learn?
learn a rough lesson in life. Fat, bald, and white, we are
Okay, so
in the process of trying to get all this shit going right. We're trying to work on YouTube, on Twitch, and trying to get the podcast recorded at the same time. And I'll tell you what, so far,
tell me what,
Twitch, once you get it going, is the easiest fucking thing in the world to get going.
but getting it going.
But getting it going is a bitch.
It's the roughest thing you're ever going to do.
Because I fucked up and I did two, was it the two
you forgot about your Final Fantasy child.
Oh God, no, yeah, you're right. Fucking Square fucking hates my guts. Okay, there's not a doubt in my mind. The Square, like, they see me and they're like, fuck him, we're not even taking his goddamn money. Because I tried to sign up for Final Fantasy Online. They got my credit card, good credit card, thousands of dollars on it, okay?
Billions.
No, not billions, I'm not Derek.
Thousands of billions.
Okay, thousands of dollars on
Thousands
it.
of pesos.
Yes, thousands of pesos.
$5.
Ready to pay to play Final Fantasy. And what did they fucking do?
Not take your money.
They refused to take my money, refused to acknowledge it. They refused to let me do anything. They did, however.
But you did get a refund.
They gave me a refund for the game that I can never, ever play.
Told you try again later.
Yes, that's exactly what they told me.
Well, if you first you don't succeed, try again.
That's the only thing I can figure we could do. So, if you're listening on Twitch or watching on Twitch or watching on YouTube, welcome.
Welcome.
This is the second part of the Fat, Bald, and White podcast. By the way, if you are on either one, at the end of this, after we end the podcast, we will answer any super chats or paid questions. And you know what? If there aren't any paid questions, we'll answer free ones too. So if you got questions, send them to us in the chat. We will talk to you at the end of this.
We'll
We
talk
promise.
about your snide comments.
Yeah, if it's a fucking snide, if it's like that fucking fat bastard will fit in the goddamn camera, we'll talk about it. We have no issue talking about that. So, anyways, fucking vegans suck. That was where we were at when
no, we weren't talking about that. We moved on slightly to.
Corey sucks.
I mean, I might.
Well,
I've been known to.
Corey's not saying that he will put a dick in his mouth.
But, okay, so I have a question. I came up with a question.
Okay.
So, if it's motorboating,
What?
when you put your face in some tits and go,
But who does that? Brian, have you ever motorboated?
no.
Yeah, nobody ever motorboated.
If that's what it's called,
I think it's bullshit.
okay, listen. Shush. If that's what it's called, make him shush you. He will. Yes, shush. What do you call it? I know it reeks in there. What do you call it if a guy is doing it on the penis or a woman does it on the penis? Is it jet skiing?
No.
Sea doing?
Scuba diving.
Scuba diving. Just go.
You know, Ron said
He
one
does.
time.
Ron Weirdo?
No, okay, well, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell a story on Ron. Okay, so Ron won 4th of July. Do I?
What?
Corey said it stunk in here, and I was like, why is it stinking?
Oh, will you adjust this camera, honey? Because Brian can't. Like, move it that way just a little bit.
Good luck. It's a death trap.
Just pull the whole apparatus that way a little bit.
The apparatus.
Yes. Okay, now you've just got Brian and Corey in the
Hey, it's perfect.
shot. Now you've just got Brian and Corey
Well,
in the
the
shot.
cord is all.
Told you it's a piece of shit.
I got you now. I know.
I
No,
got you,
you've
baby.
got Brian and Corey only. You got just like you've got the shine of my head. That's it.
Well, that's in anything.
Shut
That's in
the
the
fuck
dark.
up.
I mean, I'm sure
Okay, so-
William Shatner saw it from space the other day.
Okay, well, the only
That's a
way
little
it's
better.
staying like this is if I hold it because.
Oh,
That's
good
why it
God.
stinks in here. That's why.
Okay, it's not staying, so I don't know what you want.
I want you to get
I'm
the
running
spray.
away.
Get the spray. You know that
Take
old saying?
this off. Brian, take it and
You know
put
that
it on
old
the,
saying, if you want something done right.
take it and put it on the other side. So there you go. Go do it your damn self. Take it and put it over there and turn it this way a little bit. I mean, come on. It's the Fat, Bald, and White show. The Fat, Bald, and White guy needs to at least be in
Oh,
the
yeah,
fucking
he's got
shot.
his own
It
show.
is- you know what? There are only 2 people who've made it to 100% of the recordings. And they ain't you. And they ain't Mr. Hope. It's me and you. It's me and Corey. Now Brian's cut out of the picture.
Jesus Christ.
No, just slide, keep it the way you had it and slide it that way. And now you've cut me out of the picture again. Too much that way, Brian.
Well, I can't only go so far because there's a thing in the middle.
Oh, Brian's always has problem with things.
All right.
I'm still out. Okay. So
But you own this one.
I'm
Is
okay.
it not
There you
enough?
go. Perfect. Leave it alone.
Touch it.
So
Is that good enough for you, my liege?
God, I've got to go edit all that out now.
Not leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it. Wouldn't let me come and hold your hand while you took a shit earlier. but
No,
yeah, I do.
No, I don't need someone to hold my hand.
Well, obviously, you need people to do stuff for
I
you.
do need you to do stuff for me. But holding my hand while I shit is not one of the things.
Because you
I
need to hold your hair. It's a trust
No,
exercise.
yeah, right. Fuck you. Fuck you. And the horse you rode in on.
That'd be awkward to hold his hair. I can't get to his back when he's taking shit.
No, I sit on it like the man at South Park told me.
You can use like a stick. And
I
hold
use
it
the
up
back
that
as a
way.
little desk. But now everybody uses the toilet.
That should.
I mean, that's how it's designed. I don't know how you don't know this.
No, he don't. He doesn't.
Yeah. In the bathroom.
Ruined his chair. Melvin Tony.
He's gone.
What are you looking for?
Just sticky tape for you.
Oh, I think we're good.
Are you?
I mean,
Because it's going to get.
yeah, I mean, we're where we're at. This is just how it is now. So, anyways,
We lose our viewership.
no, we still have a viewer on Twitch.
Hey, they're probably laughing their ass off.
They are. They're probably like, these people are so fucking incompetent.
And they'd be right.
The fat one's too lazy to get up and do anything. Both the fat ones are too lazy to get up and do anything. They rely on a fucking midget with looks like he's part hobbit to fix things. Walks around
I'm a
hobbit.
hobbit. I might be a hobbit.
Bitch, you're a hobbit. Get this little hobbit pipe. Listen at me.
You ain't.
You live up underneath a tree. I mean, come on.
100 feet.
So, anyways, where were we at? What were we going to talk about at this
We
point?
were talking about what motorboating a penis called.
Yeah. If you got any ideas, listeners, dear listeners,
Dear listeners,
and more viewers,
was motorboating a penis called?
yeah. What would you call that?
I mean, okay, first off, who the fuck's going to be? Okay, I know somebody's going to answer
Well, we hope,
at some
and
point.
maybe they'll tell us about it.
I'm going to be this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be getting breakfast one day this week, and the FedEx guy's going to show behind me,
He's going to tell you what
and
it
he's
is.
just like, skeet shoot. He's just going to yell something random.
You're gonna look at it and be like, excuse me?
And yeah, I'm not gonna have a fucking clue what he's talking about. So
Then convinces to demonstrating it for you.
yeah, I hope not. God, I hope not. 'Cause
Right there in front of
that'll be
everybody.
so weird for that poor Mexican lady that scoops up breakfast down there. Be so
Which one?
weird. The one. There's only one Mexican lady that's there that
What's
scoops
the
up
other?
breakfast.
What's the other one? The one that works the grit station.
Oh, I mean, she's not the one that catches. She's not
Questionably.
the one that mans the meats is the one that matters.
Okay. They're white in the kitchen. How do they get that off?
I don't know. They realized Mexicans can't cook without making you have to go sit in the creek the next morning, and nobody wants that with their eggs.
So
So
they make it. It's a special dish. Shivers, rancheros.
Creek shitting eggs.
nobody wants that.
You don't want no ghost pepper omelet?
No, God no. Nobody
You ever
wants
wonder what it feels like to lay an egg? When you eat eggs, it don't feel like
that.
They go right through you. Shell and everything.
So anyway, some dickhead
Uh-huh.
in Vancouver. We
Canada?
talked about this in Canada. Yeah, was going around. He's now wanted for stealing used diapers from the trash
At a daycare.
at
Right?
a daycare. Yeah,
Is it just one daycare?
just one daycare so far as all we know about.
Okay.
wow.
You know that this guy's probably invented something awesome that runs off of used like baby shit.
What does this sound like a Heinz Doofenshmirtz?
I don't know.
I haven't made the diaper in
I'm hoping it's like a time machine.
It turns used diapers into gold.
But you know what? Okay, what if? Okay, let's just say that God was really smart. Okay, and that's what he
Isn't that
gave
like
us.
the point of having a guy that's like really
Okay, so he's like
knows everything?
God's like really smart. Okay, and he
He's like a
invented
smart guy.
yeah, and he invented baby poop, which is like the most amazing fuel, cold fusion fuel ever. But we as humans are too stupid to use it. And this one weird dude who's like trash can diving in Vancouver has figured out everything that needs to be figured out. Like,
Got
we're,
like a whiteboard full of
yeah,
things.
I mean, like it's gonna be like, oh, we lost our viewer, but it's gonna be.
It might have been him.
It could have been, yeah.
He got arrested.
They finally.
And they go, no, you've inspired them to go.
He's gonna go. He's got work to do now.
And then they figured out that baby poop and whiteout, it causes like a chemical reaction that causes like super fuel or whatever.
He's probably staring at his own personal whiteboard like, oh, baby poop.
It's what it does. This works. This shit'll do it. I promise. Yeah, I mean that's what all I can figure is that's the only reason this guy's doing it.
What, our viewer?
No. The guy who's in Vancouver stealing.
And he
baby.
couldn't because he's got like a weird diaper fetish.
I mean, I guess, but I would like to think the better of people.
This poop came out of a child. I'm gonna rub it all over myself.
Maybe, because everywhere has white trash. Okay,
True.
maybe he's getting these diapers because his kid goes to this daycare. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
he gets all these diapers out and he like washes them out and reuses them.
That's not going to work though.
He doesn't care.
Or maybe he's in a maybe his kid goes there or whatever.
Maybe he's
And-
pulling an awesome
And
prank.
his wife, him and
Awesome.
his old lady.
Like what? Is he gonna? What was that movie? Is he gonna?
Like baby diaper bomb somebody or
he's-
something.
What was the movie with the pig's blood? Carrie. Is he gonna carry someone with baby diapers? Is that what's
Jerry. He's on Jerry.
So what he's doing is maybe him and his old woman are split up or whatever, and he's going and stealing these diapers and be like, "See, you need to send me all this money in child support because
look
look
at all these
look at all
diapers.
these diapers I'm having to buy, change."
No, you don't know. Maybe it's like a diapers for crack program in Vancouver. I don't know.
I got you a bag full of 100 diapers. That gives me some crack, right?
I mean, who knows?
No, that'd be Toronto.
He's
mayor
dead, you
ever.
know.
I know, best mayor ever.
I know he died.
Hey, if he could run a city while on crack, I mean, that's some hell of mayoral skills.
You got to think about the ability to do that. I mean, that took some skills.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney's ruined my childhood, but it's not just
Yeah.
Disney. Everybody is. So there was this movie.
Who's this about Superman again?
No, well, I mean, I could go back into that if you want me to.
Are you going to?
No, I'm not going. I don't want to go back into it. But I mean, if I have to, I can.
Okay.
But my point is that Disney has ruined my childhood because there was this amazing movie when I was a kid called Under Wraps. Hilarious. And they decided to woke it up. They took all the white kids out, put all mixed race, gay black kid, you know, people, they're going to blow up one of the Twin Towers.
Which one?
Pick one.
It's only two.
Well, there aren't any more. There are only 0 now, but still. So they go do this, and they make this new movie called Under Wraps. So the best part of the whole movie was no, there was a song. Yeah, it was when it was over. But the original movie in the 90s, there was a song on it, All by Myself. That song, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the mummy sings to the song, and it's fucking hilarious. I have no clue why it was so hilarious, but it was it not, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
And then in this new one, they decided that no, that's not ethnic enough. We have to make the mummy break dance. So the mummy break dances, and that's what they do. That's the whole premise of the new Under Wraps movie. There's a mummy. It break dances. It has to be back at its sarcophagus by a certain time, returns to dust. There's your movie.
Who cares?
It was not a good movie, and they ruined it.
This is
But
a dumb
they-
prince. I think they might turn to dust.
I mean, he's dead. It ain't like he's gonna care. But,
I mean, if only the Mummy movies worked that way, right?
yeah, I
They
mean,
would, or Brandon Fraser, he wouldn't have to. I just gotta make it in the morning.
but the Rock would have never got a movie killed in.
No,
It would
not have catapulted.
Yeah, things would not have worked out so well. Oh, at midnight the Rock goes away. Okay, no
Rock
more
is not
Scorpion.
like this.
The Scorpion King says he's about to whoop your ass. Oh God, it's no, that's okay.
Of course, you know the evil dude was on a monologue for like 24 hours. Oh, this is how now let me kill you. Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's it. That's the end of the story, folks. There you go. That's what you know. That's how it goes.
So, like, was the Mummy like a good guy, a bad guy? Like, what was the point
The
of the
mummy's
Mummy?
a good guy in the Under Wraps. So it's
Why do I care? Why should I care about this Mummy?
because
What about this
okay,
Mummy
the
makes
reason
me-
you should care about the first mummy is number one, he's hilarious.
What did you tell jokes?
He's just funny. It's fucking funny.
What do you think about those?
Did you
cats?
did you like Harry and the Hendersons?
Okay.
Okay, same premise.
Okay.
Same premise as Harry and the Hendersons.
What's up with the Nile?
Yeah. Except for you've got a mummy
Locust, what's up with that?
and not, you know, it's
Locust, what is up with that?
it's the exact same premise though as you had with
What's the deal with these crocodiles?
What's the deal with sand? It's everywhere.
Have you seen Cleopatra? I know she's my first cousin, but wah, wah.
So yeah,
What's the mummy's favorite music, Blake?
I have no clue.
Rap music.
Oh good God. And this is why we lost our viewer.
I
This
didn't
is
tell
exactly
him. I
why
didn't tell
our
him
viewer
that.
went
That's
away.
not my joke.
I bet you've told it too before.
No, I laughed though.
I bet you've told him before.
No, I don't know where he got it from. Oh wait, you did tell me it was like a.
See, yeah, wait, I
program or
did. It
something?
was me. It was my bad.
No,
Oh, wait, that was me. Bye-bye.
Sorry, I hate that.
Just lying.
So, anyways, yeah, they did it with Ghostbusters.
The Mummy.
No, they've ruined Ghostbusters.
Oh, they ruined Superman.
They've ruined Superman,
Who's gay now?
who's gay now.
It offends me in some sort of way.
Yeah, does it offend you?
I don't give a shit.
No.
I
I'm
didn't
just
like
saying.
Superman to begin with.
No, but to take, okay, so say it was Batman.
I killed.
If they make Batman gay tomorrow,
So
Professor X.
I mean, okay, he did start a school. Sure. I'm not saying anything happened.
how is that?
for
I don't, okay, so he's a fucking professor.
Explain the
He's
chart.
an educator.
Yeah. Sex education.
No,
Mutant sex
Mutant
education.
education. Yeah,
Mutant
mutant
sex
sex.
education.
He teaches you how not to shoot them through 5 floors.
I mean, he's got mind powers. How do you know he already knows what everyone looks like naked?
Oh, so Corey's making Professor X gay now.
Well, okay. No, I'm making him a weirdo creep sex pervert.
He's not though.
You don't know
I
that.
do know Charles Xavier's not a weird sex creep. Jean Grey, probably a weird sex creep.
You don't know.
No, I do.
What, how you know?
Because
How you know he didn't like
it didn't
manipulate
work.
your
It
mind
didn't work.
to tell you different?
He was crippled from the waist down. It didn't work no more.
Doesn't matter.
How you
still
get off
Viagra.
without getting off?
You can magic it up.
He can magic it. He doesn't have magic.
You know how he does
He's
it?
got brain powers.
No, this is how he
Brain
does it.
powers
This is
does
why-
it.
This is why he enlisted Rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Get
he
everything ready. Have Rogue touch him.
can walk for a second.
Yeah, walk for a second. Beat it off real quick. Good to go. Rogue, you know.
I don't believe that this is what happened.
Yeah,
No.
it's exactly what happened.
No, I don't believe.
No, he got stormed to like electroshock.
Okay. No. Magneto.
What about
well, the
If they
actor
made
played him was
Magneto
gay.
gay. Okay, so what? But if they made Magneto gay,
I don't care.
it wouldn't change the premise of the character for you.
How would it? In what way?
I mean, he's got a daughter.
So he was not touching her.
A lot of gay people have daughters anyways.
It's not true.
He's not
A lot
raping her.
of gay people have
He's
daughters.
trying to keep her safe from Professor Xavier.
Right?
Changes the whole premise of everything. They make it
What about the
great
Juggernaut?
sex pervert.
Juggernaut was gay.
What if the Juggernaut was gay?
Spider-Man.
Maybe
Well,
he's
he talks
sexually
to-
frustrated. He's stuck in that suit.
What if Wolverine was a fag?
He probably is.
He is not.
How do you know?
Wolverine is not a fag.
He can't beat himself off without like cutting his dick off and it'll
Wolverine's
regrow.
He'll go back. I mean,
But still, it's got to be painful.
He can't. He's not gay. Wolverine. There's no way Wolverine's gay. He's too
What about
manly.
Sabretooth?
Oh man, I
him
don't
and
know.
Sabretooth.
Maybe-
yeah,
might be
Wolverine and
somebody.
Sabretooth.
I think, but the Sabretooth's the one who's obsessed with him, not the other way
That's
around.
what I'm saying.
Well, you know they banged at least once.
I don't think so.
I believe
They're
that.
Who said it
brothers.
had to be consensual?
You think that Wolverine was raped by Sabretooth?
It explains a lot.
Oh gosh.
It explains so much about
Sabretooth was tired of hearing him talking about his heterosexuality.
That's right.
Tired of using his hetero privilege.
Mhm. He showed him a thing or two. Yes.
Well, now you've ruined everything I liked about X-Men.
Glad I could help.
I mean, Cyclops, I could easily see that.
Yeah.
He was
He
a whiny
wound up
little
with-
bitch.
He wound up with the girl though.
He was a whiny little bitch. Nobody likes Cyclops.
No, not even Cyclops.
Like, that's the one thing. You could go to the store when you were a kid to buy X-Men action figures. There was always a Cyclops there.
He was so unlikable as a character.
He was. It was a terrible character.
Why little bit?
Not just even in that. Like, all the movies, everything. He's just an awful character.
It's the whole premise of Cyclops is they go, can you be a whiny bitch? And if you say yes, you got the role.
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible character.
Gambit.
You know,
Yeah, it's cool.
What if Gambit was gay?
He's
I can
probably
see.
bisexual.
I can see you bisexual.
You think so?
Yeah.
A charismatic swamp dweller.
Doesn't have gay written all over it.
I mean, gator sex, maybe, but
Hey,
I don't know
you know
about
what?
gay.
There's frog people. Like,
oh, okay. I'm just going to
that's
let
like Toad, the frog person.
Yeah.
Miss Mystique, she bang anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody knows. that
So
Steve
if you're
is-
like Clown Mystique and she just turns into Professor Xavier or something, does that make you gay?
maybe.
Does it?
I mean, it could. It at least makes you like.
Or morph. He's morph too.
It would definitely make you like like bisexual.
Does she like make the man parts too?
I don't know. I mean, these are questions.
Are
I
they
don't have an
functioning?
answer.
Yeah. Like, how does this work?
So
It's never explained, but I'm kind of curious now. How does that work?
Is it just an illusion, or like say if she transforms into a guy, does like a dick just appear between her legs?
But if you like to touch it or something, does your hand go
Is it
through
just
it?
like, or is it just like a hunk of meat? Does it actually work?
I do not I know I don't have an answer to that. Not a mutanologist or whatever the hell that would be.
And I wonder, like, say if you're Mystique, you transform into say somebody you see on TV. If you like strip down naked, you've not seen them naked. Are they naked, or is it just like, nothing?
What?
What? Like you would see, like say, like I want to transform into.
Oh, because she generates the appearance of clothes too. Is that
Yeah,
what you're talking about?
like when she takes off, like say, she's gonna become Dolly Parton. She takes off Dolly Parton's top. Does it have like boobs, or is it just like?
But she can't take the clothes off.
Yeah.
I mean, she can't rip her skin off.
Okay, so here's my question about her. Okay, can she just? All right. Does she have to see the person before she changes into them?
I would think so.
So then she would like have to have seen Dolly Parton nude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just boxes, like blacked out.
That's censored.
I was thinking like Barbie doll, like just the shape, the physical shape, but no like any
No nipples or anything.
like that.
I'm sure she can imagine some nipples on it. Look, here's a question for you about me, Steve. She didn't like the way she looked. Right?
Another one for the board people.
Okay. This isn't even on the board for this week, but okay.
No, this is for the board of like the murder board.
Oh yes, it is.
She didn't like the way she looked. And
Right.
She had the power to change her appearance. Why didn't she just like stay in like this neutral default look? How she could imagine herself to be.
She didn't want to. She felt like that was she was being oppressed.
Okay.
Now, I don't remember, was she born that way, or did it happen to her? Like, couldn't she just transform herself in the way she used to look before?
I think she was born that way.
So the real problem is that she has no idea what she would even look like.
Yeah, she don't know who she be.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just making shit up as I go here.
Oh, okay. So you can make up shit about that, but you can't answer our questions about the dick and then the stuff like that, right?
Right. No, I can't.
Okay. Just so we're clear on this.
Yeah, I can't give you an
Should we
answer.
write Marvel and ask them?
I mean,
Does the internet say anything?
Viewers and listeners, if you're listening to listen, you work for Marvel and know somebody who works for Marvel. Find out if Mystique transforms into a guy, does she have a working pair, like working dick, or is it just
yeah.
Or is there just anything? Or is it like a Ken doll? I mean, because her clothes aren't even real.
No. So I mean, I do not know. I don't
Like,
know.
why
if that
doesn't she
was-
just put on some damn clothes? Why she's naked everywhere she goes. That poor woman's got to be cold.
But we're all naked underneath our clothes.
Yeah, but she's naked regardless.
And I wonder, like, say if she transforms, like, say into somebody with like a guy with like flat abs and stuff, and you walk up and touch her, are you gonna feel her boobs, or are you gonna just feel that like the guy's?
Why are the abs and the boobs there?
Yeah, I'm confused. How did
Those
you
two
get
things
this?
are not in the same spot.
Well, like somebody who's not fat, or like somebody who's skinny, has like no boobs, a fit person.
Someone who's skinny and has.
And you
no
go up to her
boobs.
and you touch her boobs. And, if you touch like say somebody small, you'll just it's flat. But if you touch her, you're gonna feel her boob, or you're gonna feel like
I think it physically alters that. I don't know if her powers is like a physical manifestation or is like an imaginary manifestation. Because that's ultimately the problem.
Is this really what our issue is? Is this
I'm
really-
having issues with Mystique's powers. They're not clearly
you started. You
explained.
brought up X-Men.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, somebody changed something you grew up with as a norm.
But get back to your point. She probably fucked around with anything.
What? How was that my point?
Fire hydrant, whatever.
I don't even remember how that would have been my point.
It was your point.
Yeah, you were talking about people who would be gay or bi or whatever.
That's okay, but still. I mean, for Mystique, is it gay or not?
I don't know. We couldn't answer
Yeah,
this question.
you wouldn't answer a question about
I don't know the answer to the question.
I don't have any problem making up an answer while it goes. You can't make up one for this.
Oh, yes,
Okay, see now, there we go.
that's the answer.
That's all we
yes.
wanted.
Okay, are you sure that's all you want?
No,
That's what I figured.
I'm sure we'll want more
Oh,
for the moment.
Lord. But yeah, so
Professor Xavier is a sex pervert. And he goes after, he preys on the children with daddy issues.
this is why we have to have Mr. Hope around.
All mutants have daddy
Wait.
issues.
maybe he mind controls
Yeah, you
Mystique
don't know.
and has Mystique pose as him.
Yeah. And he just like films it
Yeah.
and gets off on it somehow.
No, I think you were
He can at
all.
least sit there and rub his nipples.
I know why we're all-star viewer on Twitch.
They should have come back. They'll find this interesting.
Oh no, but we're not interesting compared to some of the other shit going on Twitch. I mean, for one, we're not hot enough for Twitch.
That's kind of the point.
I can take my shirt off.
Yeah, Brian, take your shirt off. See if that gets
Fat ball might gone wild.
Pick up the phone.
All right, so Professor Xavier being a sex pervert ruined your childhood.
Yeah, well, no, Corey.
I know you said yes.
Corey has single-handedly ruined my childhood. But now it's time to swap over to an
Strike
adult
down Marita Blackout.
media blackout. Striketober.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this was something that you brought up. So tell about Striketober, Corey. What you read about it.
I don't remember. I didn't research it like you did.
Okay, so Striketober.
Can't say anything about something that's important. It talks all about Mystique.
Yeah, I mean,
That is important.
it's not important.
That is important to our listeners.
I doubt it.
It is.
It's,
They tune in to hear about this.
Well, no one is tuned in on either platform. We're out here talking to no one.
No,
We
we've
may
got
have
listeners.
a right on our podcast, but nobody on
They
the.
tune in each week to hear quality content.
And you think that Mystique?
Who else is talking about it, Blake? Who else is talking about this shit?
I'm
People
sure.
demand answers.
We're getting it early. We're getting this in there before it becomes popular. We say we're the first to talk about Mystique's working dick.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Isn't it?
yes. It's not like we can summon Stan Lee to ask him.
But we should.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait on Mr. Hurd.
Yeah, we need a full
Yeah,
seance circle.
They'll have the number of people that's required.
Yeah.
We only got a semicircle, so you know. But yeah, Striketober is where these people are just taking off because they have off time and they don't want to get vaccinated.
Did you
And
want to get vaccinated?
to what?
Did you want to get vaccinated?
Well, I was happy to get vaccinated, but that's not. Look, it's okay. This is my stance on it. It's not my place to sit around and tell somebody to go get vaccinated. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Whose place is it?
well, wait a minute. If you're fucking around and you're around my kids or something, it's my place to tell you to get the fuck vaccinated. Okay.
Or get the fuck away from your kids.
Right. All right.
Yeah. You got that, Xavier? Stay the fuck away from his kids.
Once you're vaccinated.
Don't be using your freaky mind powers on them.
Corey wants some freaky mind powers used on him. But
I'm
apparently
not
it's really, really bothering him. He really needs it. But anyways,
You said Professor Xavier is probably on some list.
I'm sure he is.
Wait, if you can't be anywhere near a school, but yet he runs a school.
It's a private school.
not-
It's not state run.
I'm
I'm sure it's not accredited.
I've got to disagree.
It's not a private school.
No, it is a private school, but I have to disagree.
It's not accredited.
I didn't say that.
I said it's not accredited.
Credentials from Xavier School of whatever.
Witchcraft and wizardry.
Yeah. Xavier School, that get you into like a good college?
Yes. You asked for an answer. I gave you an answer. I don't know if it's accurate. So
Yale or Harvard?
why?
Why?
Why either one?
I don't know. What school would they go to? Cambridge?
Yeah, sure.
They can go to
That's where he went. Oxford, I think.
what was the
where he
one earlier.
Oxford.
The one earlier where you can go right about being straight.
Well, I mean, like Oxford's a straight place.
What?
Yeah,
Is that where you learn how to be a sex pervert?
that's where he learned it.
I don't even
So
know.
what kind of islands do you think Professor Xavier like to visit?
Well, I mean, after they took down Genoa, I'm sure it became the island of pedophiles.
No.
I'm keeping pedophiles though.
Here on the island of pedophile.
Island of misfit.
No, look, the whole thing here. The whole fucking thing.
A Striketober.
A Striketober. Yes, that's what we were. Okay.
And not how Xavier's upset.
Right. Is about people not wanting to get vaccinated. And the thing is the media is not talking about it. That's what's surprising to me because there's like this
So are
deadline.
you saying they're being controlled?
No, yeah, the media is controlled, both sides. I don't have a doubt about it.
Okay.
I mean, look, it doesn't matter. Fox News, OAN, MSNBC, CNN, they're all controlled. I don't want to say they're
What about
controlled, but
OAN?
they're all in cahoots. Do what?
What about
Yeah, they're in it too. It's no, it's
our paymaster.
It goes back.
Foods.
Yeah, our paymasters are in the cahoots too. By the way, folks, if you're watching, $100,000 we're giving away New Year's Eve. Go subscribe to our Patreon. Fat Bald and White is where you'll find us. fatbaldandwhite.com. You'll get the link to everything. And anyways, the links to everything. And my point here remains though that the media is in cahoots. I don't know who they're in cahoots with.
The Illuminati.
But they've got this set up. Okay, it's brilliant. It's really a smart setup that they have made a country that doesn't work. It does nothing. The government does nothing. What has Biden really done? Nothing. What did Trump really do? Nothing. Obama? Nothing. Bush? A war, but nothing other than that. Clinton? There was some change under Clinton. I'm not going to argue that. NAFTA, that was kind of a big change.
Hillary.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's changing. She's transitioning. It's not change there. It's transitioning. You fucking asshole.
It's breaking the glass.
That's right. Get it right.
Monica too.
But still, I mean, these are different things. My point remains though, that they're in cahoots. They're working together to create some sort of, I don't know, this stalemate of the government that we have, that nothing ever gets done. That's exactly what they want. That's my belief, at least.
Yeah, because they all exist for their own selfish power.
Yeah.
It's
And as long as I can keep people mad on the right, I can yell on Fox News. As long as I can keep people mad on the left, I can yell on MSNBC or CNN.
about the other side.
About the other side.
It's called. It's
Right.
Look, it all goes back to Julius Caesar, who said it best: divide and conquer.
Yeah. Well, that's not conquering though. They're
They're
just dividing.
conquerors.
Well, it's not, there's no conquering to be done.
house divided cannot stand.
Who the fuck were you?
Like Lincoln, I don't know what he sounded like.
Why did you make Lincoln sound all
Well,
Because he's from Kentucky.
If you just steal some baby diapers and stuff, we can make a
I
time.
was from Illinois.
Sure, same thing. They didn't have states back then. Those weren't real places.
States' rights. That's what the Civil
They
War was
weren't real
about.
places.
States' rights to own
They
slaves.
didn't exist.
Slaves.
No, those didn't.
Corey,
There was a lot of money made on slaves.
Corey is throwing racism around for us.
It's not a racism.
Uh-huh.
It's critical race theory. Black people built
Oh,
the
good
wealth
God,
of this
Bill.
nation.
Why have we got to go there? You're going to get us in trouble.
It's the truth, though. I mean, really, it is. We just don't want to talk about it, which is obvious. All the bands. Don't be trying to music me out.
I don't even know where they came
Well, would
from.
you rather us talk about Mystique and her
Yeah,
functioning penis or not?
functioning and or non-functioning penis. Yeah. Obviously, there now we're getting music out.
I have no clue where the music's coming from. That's the thing, though. That's just got me.
Internet music.
It is.
No, it's coming from somewhere. And that's all you need to know.
It
It's
is. I
there
have
for you
no
when you
clue.
need-
Maybe it's Professor Xavier trying to
Mind
mind
powers.
powers us.
He's trying to silence us.
He doesn't realize your kids are in here, so
I have no clue where that music's coming from. I got.
From the way back times.
Twitch. On Twitch.
Is it from Twitch?
Is it? I don't know. Does Twitch do music?
I don't know.
I've never Twitched people.
I've got no clue where that music's coming from. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I have no clue. I have no answers to
Okay,
that.
well, who cares? Who cares where the music's coming from? It's there.
Our viewers want.
Well, it's going over the Twitch channel, so I have no clue.
Which viewer, Brian? Which
Our
kind of viewer
listeners.
do we have?
Our listeners,
You said viewers.
Megan.
She is doing anything but viewing us.
Tony.
I found out where it's coming from.
Oh, heck, good job.
No, I didn't. I lied. I have.
What song is that?
I got no clue.
That's because you won't let us listen to more than like a beat or two of it.
That's the song it is.
Look on one of the web pages. Maybe there's an ad playing.
No, it's I've got no clue where it's coming from. But like I'm looking.
I still think it's probably on the Twitch thing.
Are we really not broadcasting on Twitch and we're just watching somebody else's?
No, we're broadcasting on Twitch. Ours is there, but I have no clue where the hell that music's coming from.
Again, what does it matter? We got a show to do here, folks.
Let's talk more about President Xavier being a state person.
I don't know how much more I can say. This is all right there in front of me. Just gotta look at it.
True. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay.
He's in Stockholm Syndrome, one whole generation of them.
I'm trying to figure out where in the hell that's coming from.
The computer.
Well, obviously.
Figured it out. Yay.
Yay!
But I'm trying to figure out which page.
Maybe it's not a real page.
Where would it come from?
I don't know. Zoom all the way out. Maybe it's coming from your desktop. You have a desktop player or something?
Not on. What the fuck is this?
It's Twitch.
Really?
Yeah.
So how is Twitch doing that?
Magic. Internet magic.
Oh, we got it fixed now. I found the page
Was it Twitch?
that it was doing it on. Yeah, it was Twitch.
That's smart.
Brian knows.
Right, folks.
So apparently on Twitch you could just do like a radio show. Because that's what that guy was doing.
Now you're jealous.
And now I'm jealous because we're not doing just a radio show. Gosh.
Well, we have him to begin with. And
Yeah, well, you know what? We can have him in there.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, obviously we can. We just did it.
Okay. Well, I'm ready for something. It's Florida man time, Corey.
Yay!
Florida man, Florida man. Florida man, Florida man, Florida man.
I love this song.
That's a great song.
Anyway, so there you go. Florida man time, Corey. What do you got on the Florida man of the week?
I'm debating on what to call this story.
Okay.
So for now, I've got Florida Man Part 2,
All right.
Orange Soda Boogaloo.
Orange soda boogaloo.
Yeah. I don't even know what a Boogaloo is,
Okay.
but it sounds like a racism though.
It does sound like a racism.
All right, so this is a follow-up sequel story
Oh,
to the man who caught the gator with his trash can. Remember that story, Brian?
yep.
You remember? You were there.
Was he here?
I think.
Or was that during Sodomy 2021?
I don't remember.
I remember something about Florida man in the gator in the trash can.
Okay.
Might
I
have been a
think it was
different.
here.
Might have been a different thing.
Might have been a different Florida man with a gator in a trash can.
There's
It's
a lot
not
of
like that,
stories
so
you
yeah.
there's a lot of intersection there. So, anyways, he decided to capture a large snake.
Yep.
In his trash can. Damn snakes in the house and grass.
Is that what he said?
Return to his area in the dark.
Is that really his quote?
Yes.
Okay.
And LOL.
Okay.
It was in there somewhere.
Well, there you go. There is Corey's wonderful.
Saving Florida. One dangerous reptile at a time.
Florida man story of the week. And anyways, I'm waiting on it to get me some lyrics here going
That was good.
so we can drop out, but we got a jamming guitar solo. I love that one.
Okay. Is the cat the ball or the
yes.
bat?
The cat's the ball.
I think because you just like swing the cat around by the bat. And I can imagine that would be something they could do too.
So, anyways, then we're
All
going.
things.
It's time now for the single greatest debate, and I think we're going to make this a continual segment on the program. The great debate.
Great debate. It's a great debate,
We're
y'all.
going to come up with great debates, and the only thing I'm sad about on this one is that Mr. Hope's not here to join in with us. But you know what?
master debater.
Yes.
What do we call her? Try to call Mr. Hope.
I don't know that I could get her through on the Twitch.
Or phone call.
So
She's not here, Brian. Broke jaw, remember?
yeah, she got punched in the face. She didn't really. She failed.
That's what they all.
Brian looked all concerned. Like,
That's what they all.
that is what they all say.
I ran into a door.
You found out a flight of stairs. Your house don't have any stairs.
It does have stairs.
Yeah.
It'd be easy to fall down too.
Backstage. So anyways, this week,
Beauties.
well, hang on. We're going to start it out with the setup. So this week, Paul McCarthy had to go run his mouth. And he said,
McCarthy or McCartney?
whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay, it does. McCarthy would be like, commies. You're a communist!
Okay, so whatever. So Paul from the Beatles comes up and says that the Rolling Stones were nothing more
Arcade.
than a blues cover band. That comes from a Beatle. Okay?
So, shots fired, is that what you're saying?
I feel like that's shots fired.
Okay.
To which the Rolling Stones replied by eliminating the song Brown Sugar from their rotation because it's a racist song. So, anyways, but that's neither here nor there. They did actually the smart thing, and they didn't say anything because you know what? It's Paul from the Beatles. Who cares? Okay, but here is my question: who's better, the Beatles or the Stones? No. Between the two, who's better, the Beatles or the Stones?
You know, I'll go out there and say I really don't look like either. of
Yeah,
them
but you
that
got
well.
okay. So you don't like him, but that's not the choice. The choice is which one of them is better. Okay, so Corey and me talked about this. They do both have a place in the pantheon of rock music because they inspired a lot of. Ozzy Osbourne wouldn't exist if it weren't for the Beatles. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne wanted to be the fifth Beatle. All right. The Rolling Stones have inspired countless people.
Imagine the Beatles if he was in it.
Yeah, completely different if he had been in it. But my point is that they both deserve some sort of recognition in the rock canon. But who deserves more?
All right, name some songs, Beatle wise and song wise.
Okay, so let's think about.
Start with the Beatles first.
Okay, do you want me to go pull up a list? Let's see.
Well, you've got the internet.
Beatles songs.
I think I know.
Hey Jude.
I think I know more Beatles songs than I know.
Well, we'll go through the list.
but I could be wrong.
You're wrong.
Do you want me to go through the whole list of songs recorded by them, or just the top songs?
Top few,
Okay.
top 5, top 10.
I swear
Okay.
to God, there's like a straight here. I'm just going to yank that whole son of a bitch out of your face.
So here comes the sun. was on the, we've got Brian being face raped.
I can't get it.
Go ahead, Brian, having a moment.
Do something with your face.
Destroy it. Throw your face off a cliff. Okay, so here comes the sun. You know that one.
Maybe.
Here comes the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Okay, come together.
And now.
Yeah. Strawberry Fields Forever.
I don't know that one.
I can only give you the part that says the name. And it goes, Strawberry Fields Forever.
Oh, I think I know
Yeah,
that.
that's all I can tell you. That
That sounds stupid.
uh,
This is from their experimental phase.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club, which that's a good. I like that particular song. A Day in the Life.
Of who?
That's just what it's called. This is more stuff I know. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
I know that one.
Something I do not know. Oh no, I do. Something in the way she moves. That one, right?
Maybe.
Reminds me of something that no other lover. Something in the way she. I don't want to. That's that one, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Hey Jude,
I know that one.
Let It Be,
I know that one.
Penny Lane.
I don't think I know
Penny Lane, a photograph.
that. Nobody likes that one.
It's actually a popular one.
Nobody likes it.
But anyways, and then Twist and Shout.
Isn't that a Jumpy Checker?
I think it was a remake. In My Life, Don't Let Me Down, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, All You Need Is Love,
I know that one.
Get Back.
Get back what?
Get back.
Oh,
Get back.
Get back. You don't know
No,
that.
no, no.
Get off my
With a little help from my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love her.
I get by now.
Then
I should get out.
there's And I Love Her, I Am the Walrus.
What the fuck is a
I
walrus?
don't know.
I mean, I know what a walrus is.
That's what they are. They're the walrus. No.
Okay,
The
whatever.
Long and Winding Road, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Love Me Do. You know that one?
They do-
I
Love
they
me
do
do.
They do Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, well, that was it. Lucy, Oh Darling, Norwegian Wood, Paperback Writer, Eleanor Rigby. You know that one?
I know those last two.
We got a few Beatles songs.
Blackbird.
Stones now.
She Loves You. Yeah. I Feel Fine. All My Lovin', Ticket to Ride. Ooh La Da, Ooh La Dee.
That's not words.
It is ooh la da, ooh la dee. La, 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 la. That one, yeah. And then Lady
You really
Madonna.
wanna-
So those are their top songs. Okay, let's see. The Rolling Stones. Sympathy for the Devil.
I do
I
like
like
that song.
that one.
Satisfaction.
Oh yeah.
Paint It Black.
Mhm.
Give Me Shelter.
Yeah.
Angie. Angie.
Angie.
Angie. Yeah.
I know.
Waiting on a Friend. I'm not waiting on a lady.
I don't know.
That's actually one of my favorites. Is
Okay.
Wild Horses. Wild horses can carry me away. You know. Yeah. Start Me Up.
Yeah, start me up.
Yep. Honky Tonk Woman.
Mhm.
You can't always get what you want.
Okay.
She's a Rainbow.
That sounds gay.
It's that's actually one of my favorites of their songs.
Okay.
Miss You. Jumpin' Jack Flash.
I know that one.
Beast of Burden.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun with that song. over the
Whose
years.
favorite song that is?
Under My Thumb. Can You Hear Me Knocking? Ain't Seen My Baby. Tumbling Dice. Midnight Rambler. Dead Flowers. As Tears Go By. It's Only Rock and Roll. Ruby
I like it.
Tuesday. That's right. Brown Sugar. Let's Spend the Night Together.
How's Brown Sugar going? I think I hear it in my head, but I can't.
Brown Sugar. You're so good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Yeah.
thought.
Okay. She's So Cold.
I think I heard that.
I'm so hot.
Yeah.
I'm on fire. Yeah, it's all over now. Yeah, that's right. Time Is on My Side. Street Fighting Man. Monkey Man. Doom and Gloom.
Are they the same man?
Living in a ghost town.
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing.
Okay, Here's the thing.
I will say this outright:
between the two,
the
Which
Rolling
one?
Stones have better.
which one did a Bond song?
Neither. Yes, but that's not the Beatles doing the
no,
Bond
because
song.
like one of them's dead by that point.
No, he wasn't dead by that point.
Sure, why not?
He was close. He was getting ready to get shot. He was preparing for shooting.
He died, so the others could live.
Yeah,
He
I'm
was
gonna-
getting ready for shooting.
out of that, I mean,
Yeah, so I can die.
out of that, I like a lot of the Beatles songs that were named. I think a lot more Beatles songs than Stone songs. But I have to pick the song, just for Sympathy of the Devil, mostly.
So you're saying that there's more Beatles songs that you like
That I know of, at least.
over the Stones?
But I think I'd have to pick the Stones more to win, though.
See, I would say the Stones are better.
I like the Stones better than the
Or I
Beatles.
might know a lot of them songs, but I didn't know them by their names. I probably heard all of them. Just don't know. Like I said, I don't pull up my radio station thing and go, oh, listen to some Rolling. Well, I do listen to some of
Here's the thing about me, is that my mom, we played a game all throughout my whole life.
Okay,
Where it'd be basically it's named that tune
right.
and the artist and whatever. So I do have a good working knowledge
Okay,
of songs. to
Okay,
name.
but still, okay. So my point is,
But I
Stones or
like the
Beatles?
Stones better.
I like the Stones better, but we're trying to put our personal opinions aside.
Do we?
We do. We have to do this logically. Who's the better one? Who is better, the Stones or the Beatles?
I say, I think the only fair way to figure this out, look at total record sales.
Well, then
Well,
the
if
Beatles
objectively, then it would be the Beatles one, as far as that goes. Because we said they had more.
Are you just trying to make as much fucking noise as you can? What's
I mean,
wrong?
I can.
I mean, what was wrong
You
with it?
succeeded.
Excellent. That was my goal. Yay, new goals.
Did it just offend you where it was at or something?
I think it works better up here.
Okay,
Does it?
I don't
We'll
know.
play with mine too.
Will you quit? But no, okay.
You play with yours.
So you think that more people were inspired by the Beatles than the Stones?
I mean, the Beatles
Okay,
had a big
I'll say this.
following.
More people will say they were inspired by the Beatles than the Stones.
So you think, okay, so tell
And
me.
here's why. And I think it's because the guy died.
Maybe so.
And they're not able to put out, new music with him without him. The
Oh.
Stones, they just keep doing the same old songs forever and ever.
I was talking to somebody.
Because, by God, they will.
I was talking to a friend the other day. We were talking about drummers, and he asked me an opinion on some good drummers. And he says, if people always bring up, "Oh, you don't think Ringo Starr was the best drummer?"
No.
And he goes, "No." He said Ringo Starr wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
No.
For one, Phil
Paul
Collins.
really was.
Phil Collins is a better drummer than them.
Okay, so here are
But
groups.
but more importantly, the guy who did the drumming for Sing Sing Sing, who could do like 12 minutes straight of
Okay, so what Corey is concerned about big band music.
No, but I
The
mean,
rest
that's all
of
like
us-
12 minutes of doing this high energy
Okay, so that's
drumming.
great. I'm glad he was a big band drummer.
Okay.
I mean, okay,
He was a big band drummer. Professor X is a sex.
Yeah.
player.
there you go.
Steve may or may not have working dangle parts.
So according to the internet, here are a list of 29. They didn't throw the 30th on here. 29 artists who were influenced by the Beatles.
Okay.
Queen is number 29.
Well, of course they are.
And it says, listen to Play the Game and Love of My Life.
I don't know
And
those.
I don't know those songs either. And you'll hear their direct influence. 28 is Tears for Fears.
You do too.
And they say, listen to Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Okay, I only know 2 Tears for Fears songs.
I don't know. I know of Tears for Fears, but I can't tell you the song they did.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Okay, so there
And
you
then
go.
Shout.
Okay.
That's it.
27 Soundgarden. They say Black Hole Sun is the song you'll hear that in. Suf John Stevens. I have no clue who the hell that is, but apparently instrumentals are very Beatle influenced. the Rolling Stones, and they say, listen to Ruby Tuesday. And I Want to Be Your Man. They did a cover.
So okay, so you're saying even the Rolling Stones were influenced?
No, I'm not. This site is saying
Oh, okay.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash, the Police, the Velvet Underground, the
Is that
Cure.
Sting and the Police, or just
Yes,
people?
that's Sting and the Police.
Okay.
The Cure, REM. I don't even hear Beatles in REM music.
What song did it say?
Never Wild Heaven.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Deep Purple. How can Deep Purple? They predated the fucking Beatles. U2, the Chemical Brothers, My Bloody Valentine, Green Day, Coldplay, the Beach Boys, Nirvana.
Maybe Coldplay. I could see,
I could see Coldplay.
especially like songs like Eleanor Rigby. I could see that.
Franz Ferdinand. I can't see that.
You don't get it?
No. Smashing Pumpkins, Sueys and the Banshees, the Birds.
Who the fuck was
I
that?
don't know. David Bowie.
David Bowie.
David
Okay.
Bowie wasn't influenced, but David Bowie was influenced by Andy Warhol.
More than he was the Beatles.
Yes.
Yoko Ono influenced him more.
Radiohead, The Veer, Pulp, Blur, and Oasis is the number one. I can hear Oasis like directly. Okay. I mean, like this.
Wonderwall, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't look back in anger.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah, that other guy was doing it. Why can't we? And then, okay, so that's the groups that were allegedly influenced by.
Some of them are good. Some of them have songs I like.
Okay, so let's see if we can't find. Well, apparently, no one's ever put a list out like that for.
Stones.
Yeah, the Stones.
Well, there you go. That's who wins.
Oh, okay, wait. Here we go. Six bands. Yeah.
Not quite 29. The
Okay.
5 people who said the meeting.
And none of them were the fuck. I'm going to bands influenced by the Rolling Stones. Okay.
The Beatles. Paul McCartney.
Okay, so the Rolling Stones said Buddy Holly was a big influence of theirs. Muddy Waters was a big influence.
So
of
no, wait,
theirs.
this is backwards.
Oh, diddly.
This is backwards.
I know, but I'm trying to find. Let's
The
see.
people who are listening and people who are viewing.
Okay, go.
We'd love to hear your
Yeah.
input. What do you think? Who do you think is better, the
Why
Beatles or
our
Stones?
internet master looks up things.
Okay, go. Says they were influenced by the Rolling
Who
Stones.
the hell are they?
Don't know.
Okay, so nobody.
The Postalettes.
The what?
The Postalettes.
Okay.
We were influenced by them.
Okay, again, nobody.
The Hives.
Nobody.
The Wombats.
Nobody. What is this, Australian music? Is this
Big
Kiwi
Heart.
folks?
Big
Who?
Heart.
Big Harp.
Okay.
Whisper
You can't
Town.
even call yourself Mega Heart.
Air Traffic Controller.
Oh my God.
Giant Sand.
Giant Sand.
Yes.
Remember these. We're gonna have to look these people up.
Daniel Ellsworth and the Great Lakes. Secret
That's a
Colors.
polka band, isn't it?
I don't know. Craig Warden, Young Empires, Total Slackers, Ben Taylor, The Song Dogs, Perpetual Groove, Caveman, Turbo Fruits, Ava Luna, The Dig, ALO, Out, Smash Bush, A-Lull, The Trues, The Blakes.
Oh,
There you go. That's the group of people who were in. Okay,
Right, see
so
one of those
okay, wait,
bands
no,
like-
okay, so hands down, the Beatles were more influential.
Apparently.
I mean,
They influence real artists.
let's see. But according to
Maybe
Sorry,
Maybe-
they inspired commercially successful artists.
oh wait,
maybe,
okay,
they're, maybe they're
so
popular in Australia.
hang on. Oh yeah, yeah. So according
Wombats
to
might be the very top band.
I mean, they could be.
biggest band ever.
Got some Kiwi flute in there.
So according to
The Wombats who go to Australia,
allmusic.com,
what the Beatles were written. So
according to allmusic.com, they say Creedence Clearwater Revival, Graham Parsons, Little Feat, The Animals, The Kinks, The Who, Aerosmith, Bob Dylan, David Bowie, Jeff Beck, Manfred Mann. Let's see. I'm looking at Led Zeppelin, Pretenders, The Black Crowes, Tom Jones, The Grateful Dead, Steve Miller Band, Stevie Nicks, Oasis, ZZ Top, Van Morrison, The Hollies, The Allman Brothers, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Queen, New York Dolls, Bob Seger, Eric Clapton. Look, the Beatles were inspired by them. There you go.
by who?
By the Stones.
I told you.
Rod Stewart and Cream.
Cream.
Yes.
Well,
So there you go. That is their list of people who were inspired by them. To which I'm sitting here going,
I can hear some of that in some of their music.
I can hear Aerosmith for sure. You know, I mean, like Aerosmith has a lot of similar sounds.
And all that southern rock that could come. I mean, you know,
Brown sugar.
well, I mean, look, let's just be honest, the honky tonk rock is not far off from
Correct.
southern rock. I mean, it's kind of like kissing cousins. So
I guess if that's what you want to call it, but you know, yeah. But
they're like musically adjacent.
musically adjacent. Is that the phrase you?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I am?
I don't know.
you just told us to tell you were wrong.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did just do that. So, but yeah, that's the list. So I mean, I don't.
I like this. We need to do this more often.
You like this conversation?
The bands versus other band things.
So you want to do a battle of the bands?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Each week we can talk about different bands.
Until our listeners rise up and protest.
What listener? The one viewer we've got on Twitch, and the none we have on YouTube, and the 200 that listen to us in the podcast.
Now tell me again how the Beatles were racist.
No, it was the Rolling Stones were
Oh,
racist.
okay.
Yeah, they
So
played
the
Brown
Beatles were
Sugar,
just
which is about a
sexist.
black girl.
The Beatles were sexist.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, our viewer on Twitch, comment and tell us which one do you think is better, the Beatles or the Stones? Unless you're like 12 or 13, you have no idea who these bands
Yeah,
are.
they're sitting there like,
Yeah.
what the hell is these old fuckers talking about?
In which case, why are you listening if you're 12 or 13?
Yeah, you
This
click
isn't
the
for
this
children.
is mature content thing. Do your parents know you're watching?
Do your parents even care?
Oh, got it dropped 0.
Oh, they found out.
We got caught up.
Tell me what the hell are you listening to?
Tell you, goddamn,
No, we watching that fat bastard.
you're grounded. Give me your Xbox now.
Personally, though, I have to say that I like the Rolling Stones better.
I would say musically, I would too. Although I don't dislike. That doesn't mean I dislike the Beatles, though. They're not mutually exclusive. In my, to me.
Well, I mean, like if I'm going to go pick, and I have to pick, the Beatles or
I need to spray again.
the Rolling Stones, I am not going to be picking the Beatles. That's just not what's going to happen. I mean, do you disagree?
What?
If you're picking out a
You're
song
gonna
to
pick
listen to,
something
no,
other?
no. If you're picking out a song to listen to,
It depends on my mood. Okay, or like what I'm doing. If I'm going to do like something like housework or whatever, then yeah, I'm going to want the higher energy Stones playing in the background.
so Corey's never going to listen to the Stones.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I just heard. What?
Flip this table.
I don't think you can. It takes too much energy.
Then you have to clean it up, and you have to play Stones.
Yeah, that's right. I mean seriously though, like okay, so songs. What songs from the Beatles would you be listening to?
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just okay. So if you had to pick a song
I
from
like
the Beatles,
Eleanor Rigby.
okay. You like Eleanor Rigby.
I mean, I like several other songs too. But like I said, I don't dislike the Beatles. I just like the Stones more.
So okay, but oh, all right. My stance here is though, if you're picking out like okay, because we all have, I think we all have something like Spotify. We use like you use Pandora. You're weird. You use Spotify, right?
I don't have Spotify. I use Amazon.
Oh, so wow, you're weirder than any of us then.
Mhm.
Okay, so Brian uses Amazon.
And
You use
music.
Or YouTube.
okay, and you use Pandora, and
And
I
sometimes
use
YouTube.
Spotify. And okay, so like if I'm going through because I have on my Spotify the ability to put certain songs in the queue that I want to hear, I'm never going to go and pick Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Well,
It's just
fuck no,
never
I'm
gonna
not
happen.
either. That's a stupid song. I hate it.
But I mean, and that's the thing is, I can't say that there's a song that I know of with the Stones
That you dislike.
that I hate like I do Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds or We All Live in a Yellow Submarine.
That's gay shit.
You know, I can't say that there's a song I hate to that level. You know?
Okay.
I mean, you
I
follow that.
understand what
Okay,
you're saying.
and that's the thing, like with the Stones, like I can listen to them
And that's why I like the Stones better.
and not get like
Because there are songs of the Beatles. The problem is when you put out a lot of songs like the Beatles have, you're going to have flops. And
well, but the
there
Stones
not
have
gonna-
put out a lot of songs
or there's
too.
going to be songs that just aren't. They don't make it over.
Right.
You know.
But the Stones have put out a lot of songs too, and that's the thing is, you know, when you're sitting there and you're listening to them, the Stones to me have a better sound. Something that I can enjoy better.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing. We grew up in the South.
Right.
So we grew up on a healthy diet of Southern rock. And I think the Stones hit that mark.
It goes back to
It's like it makes your brain make the feely good feeling.
it's like you and I were talking about yesterday, you know, like with the Rolling Stones, like Paint It Black. To me, that's metal, you know. Bum, 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 bum,
Or like
bum, bum,
Bruce
bum,
Springsteen.
bum. I mean, yeah. And it's got that driving sound that metal has in it. And I can't think of
Jumping Jack Flash too.
yeah, and I'm way true. I'm more of a metal fan than a, you know, pop rock fan, if you will. Like you're gonna
I
catch
like
me.
pop rocks.
Yeah, but you're gonna convince me to
I
listen
like the
to
actual pop rocks.
you're gonna convince me to listen to Ozzy over Spandau Ballet. You know, it's
You
just
don't know.
I do know it's gonna happen. Like I'm
Well,
gonna pick,
what about Duran Duran?
I'm still gonna pick Ozzy over that.
Okay. Well, what about?
No. Okay, so let me ask you a question, and this will help determine whether you're more of a Beatles fan or a Stones fan. Are you going to listen to Backstreet Boys or Duran Duran? Which would you, if you?
I'm more likely to listen to Duran Duran
Okay. All
than I
right.
am the Backstreet Boys.
So Duran Duran or Metallica?
Okay, I don't.
No. I'm asking.
Oh, I thought you said they are. Like
No.
ARE.
Or Metallica? Okay.
Probably still.
Who do you think Metallica got more of their influence from? Just listening to the music?
Duran Duran.
Or I'm saying the Stones are. I doubt that they got a lot of influence from Duran Duran.
Yes. They did.
Kanye West.
You think that? Okay, well, okay, I can't even argue that. I'm wrong. You're right. Sorry, my
Beyonce had a
bad.
better album.
We'll give this back to you in just a minute.
But first,
But first, we got to talk about this. But no, I'm just saying that I feel like that right now in where I'm at with the music I listen to personally, it's my opinion that not that that the Rolling Stones are a better, you know, necessarily, you know, influential, but I feel like they're a better group that has provided influence down the line to the music I enjoy. Because I feel like the Beatles gave way to things like One Direction. Because you and I talked about it, the Beatles were the first boy band. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Did you fall silent for a reason?
I'm thinking.
Well, okay, but the listeners can't hear you think.
Thank God.
That's not how this
Scares me
works.
sometimes.
Yeah, Wild Corey thinks, which would be a while.
Yeah, apparently we've lost him.
No, I like in this battle of the bands idea, like have like a tournament thing, like be like
A tournament?
yeah, with determine
Mortal Kombat!
determine the best. Like, have different tiers. Okay, 1 week will be Beatles versus the Stones. The winner moves on to the next bracket.
Okay, well, since we're Mr. Hopeless
Well,
in
you know
the
what,
format.
Right, here's what we'll do.
No.
We'll save that for the Patreon.
No, well, we could do it on Patreon, but that's fine. We're Mr. Hopeless this week. We've got no format for all intents and purposes, and we haven't filled up 2 hours yet. So the fact of the matter is we can free fall with this right now.
I'm free.
Okay, question to you: if we go to a different genre, country music for a second, Garth Brooks or George Strait, who's more of an influence there?
I'll say Brooks.
You think Garth Brooks? Why?
I like Garth Brooks better than
You like Garth Brooks better?
George Strait's a sellout.
Name some
I
songs.
agree. George Strait is a sell. Amarillo by Morning, George Strait. I could still make Cheyenne, George Strait. Adelida. If you're thinking you want a stranger, is a name actually. Gosh, there's a bunch of George Strait songs.
How about some Garth Brooks songs?
Thunder Rolls. That operator, which put me on through. Got Somehow Love. Done the Baton Rouge. That song. God. Friends in Low Places, Two Pina Coladas.
I like that one. And Pina Coladas. Especially 2 of them.
I'm trying to think. There's some other Garth Brooks songs though.
Bring me to
Good God, now I've got to go. Let's just see what YouTube says.
And he did rock music too.
Well, no, I guess that he.
Yeah, quote unquote.
I mean, he did. It's Midnight Cinderella, which was this one.
Okay, I have heard that one. I have heard that one before. I didn't know it, but at first by the name.
Peter the Pumpkin.
Yeah, I mean,
Peter, how does your garden grow?
I'm trying to think. The Dance.
Goose.
He did The Dance.
That's not one of my favorite Garth Brooks.
Oh, I like this one. That some bitch is based up to hell and back, but Long Neck Bottle, If Tomorrow Never Comes, Beer Run, Friends in Low Places, Midnight Cinderella, The Dance, Cowboys and Angels. I don't think he actually did that song. I think that just might have been a cover. The River, Standing Outside the Fire, and that's about all I can find. That Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, Baton Rouge, The Red Strokes, Unanswered Prayers. So yeah. Now we took the format Brian liked and killed it. George Strait on the other end of that, he did Troubadour, Amarillo by Morning, I Cross My Heart, Check Yes or No, Run, All My Exes Live in Texas, The Chair, Amarillo, I almost heard that one, Cowboy Rides Away, Foolhardy Memory, Give It All We Got Tonight, It Just Comes Natural, Write This Down. So yeah, I mean,
I only like one of those songs.
I like a few of those songs.
And I'm not going to tell you which one it was.
Which one was it?
I'm not going to tell you which one it was.
Why?
Get the guess.
Oh yeah, that makes it so easy.
Write this down.
Because I don't fucking remember the ones I should have wrote it down. Because I don't remember what I just read off.
I don't hate that one. It's not my favorite. It is the because it's got that old country song
It
feel.
does.
That's why.
Seashores of Old Mexico.
One of your exes live in Texas.
No, I went with that.
Marina Del Rey, Every Little Honky Tonk Bar, Give It All We Got Tonight. I Just Want to Dance With You. A Love Without End, Amen.
Yeah.
Corey's favorite George Strait song, I Cross My Heart.
We should put
He loved that movie. It was his favorite. Pure Country was Corey's favorite movie.
No, it
if
was
he ever
not.
tells you any different, it's a fucking lie.
Yeah, they're a fucking
You're
lie.
Other
a
than
fucking
Notebook.
liar. Marina Del Rey, Much Too Young. Apparently, he did a version of it. Give It Away.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Nobody in his right mind. How about them cowgirls? If I Know Me. Fool, I think I already said that. Fire I Can't Put Out. Oceanfront Property. Easy Come, Easy Go. Carried Away. When Did You Stop Loving Me? Wrapped. Heartland.
When did you stop like that? Why does it sound like a Conway Twitty song?
It's not. It's this one.
But I don't need to hear it.
No, you're going to. Too bad. I've already picked it. It's loading up. You're going to hear it. That one. I mean, it sounds like it could be. When did you stop loving me?
Yeah, I mean, that's
They
not like a
can do
Conway
it.
Twitty. I told you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty, did you stop loving me? I mean, yeah, it could be. You could hear Conway do it. I mean, he didn't, but you could hear him do it. So
I mean, it sounds legit like it could be. The name, the sound of it.
see, Brian, this is why the idea doesn't work because we don't know enough about music. Like if you were to
We
pick
think
two
we know.
bands,
We
no,
just
like,
think
if
we
you
know.
were to pick two bands, what would you pick?
2 bands to put
Yeah,
together.
I mean, because you've got to go different genres. You can't just stay in the rock genre forever.
All right. You said you did country. I'd probably go with answering the question before. I'd probably go with George Strait just because.
Yeah, I would go with George Strait too, which, you know. But the thing is that George Strait didn't write any of his music. Garth Brooks wrote all of his music. So, I mean, I kind of got to have, you know, got to tip your hat toward Garth Brooks on that. So, anyways, go ahead. What would you do?
I would say I'm wrong, but for me, I feel like, okay, because I like Garth Brooks more than I do George Strait, but I can see where George Strait's influence has led to the pussification of country music.
No, I can't. No, I disagree.
Oh,
I don't think George Strait's influence has led to that because George Strait has been a resistor in the movement toward the
pussification.
rockification of country music for a long time.
So Garth Brooks would be more.
Garth Brooks would be more of a driving factor in that. But you know, like if I had to really pick an artist who was like really like super influential in where we're at today in country music, I would have to say Toby Keith.
Okay. Not
Because
Alan Jackson.
well, Alan Jackson hasn't done shit in the last 30 years. He whined about some towers falling and made a bunch of money off of it. And
You know what? That's fine.
you know,
It makes no difference to me how a man makes his money.
but that's what he did. I mean, I'm just saying that Toby Keith has wrote a shit pile of songs that have, you know, brought country music down.
All right. I got some.
All right, so what genre are we
We're
going?
going in the rap genre.
Oh shit!
Mhm. Tupac, Snoop Dogg.
Oh wow.
I'll go with
I mean,
Snoop.
one's alive and which one ain't.
Mhm.
Which one is still able to influence?
Well, I mean, the thing is like, okay,
Coolio.
I mean, I don't know hardly any Tupac songs, but he was very influential in the community.
because he died, it's the same. I mean, who did that? California. Who was that? That was that Coolio?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just trying to think who that was. That was.
Coolio in the game. Which is not a game you wanted to see coming up on you.
No, probably not.
Gang bang, bang, bang. Sorry.
That was Tupac.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, I don't know because when I think of
I almost said X-Pac.
this X-Pac,
Good job, Brian.
this X-Pac, this right here, it was Tupac featuring Dr. Dre.
I can't say I don't like this.
No, I like this song. So I mean, you know, okay. Like I'm trying to sit here and think. Let's see. Let's go to Google and see who had more stuff. Who had more number ones? Tupac or the Rolling Stones. No, no. Or Snoop. Who has more number ones? Okay, so I've got a list here of the rappers with the most number one hits.
Okay.
And so number one on this list is not number one. Okay, so they're doing it backwards. Ludacris has 4 number one hits. Nicki Minaj has 5. Nelly has 6. Ice Cube has 6. T.I. has 7. Bow Wow has 7. 50 Cent has 7. Kanye West has 9. Lil Wayne has 11. Drake has 21. And none of the guys who we know made the damn list.
I know some of those.
So there you go. That's what I know. So that's the answer to that. Neither one of them. They both fucking neither one
They
made
both
it.
suck equally.
Yeah, they both suck equally. They didn't make it the fucking list. That's where we're at on that. So
Okay.
the rappers. I mean, okay, like I get it. It's the same argument for the Beatles. Like I think that everybody's going to say that Tupac's more influential because he's dead. You know, as they would Snoop Dogg, even though Snoop Dogg's everywhere. I mean, in a sense, I guess Snoop Dogg's basically a media whore.
Well,
at
if
this
you want
point.
to do the dead thing, we'll take Snoop Dogg out of the thing and be Tupac versus Biggie.
I don't even know a fucking song Biggie did.
I know a song about him.
I know, yeah, that one that played every fucking day throughout 1995 or whatever year it was.
Biggie, Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes
Yeah.
you love to shit.
Okay, well, there's that too. But I mean, I'm just saying
That's
that
all I can think of.
I can't think of a fucking thing that either one of them would have done. What are you doing to Bron's leg?
I'm petting Tony.
Oh, okay. So what you
Lower
calling
for
it
it.
now?
All right, Corey, what about an 80s? Give us 2 80s people. You know the 80s.
Yeah, give us an 80s group. Oh, good God. He can't do
I
anything
can. I'm
quick.
about to come out with some here. Okay. Duran,
Okay.
or
This is the only one, because we mentioned it earlier. As well.
no.
Yes, it is.
Or the Bengals.
The Bengals?
Sure, why not?
I'll go Duran.
Yeah, I'm going to
Duran.
go. That's a quick
You
one.
do
Duran
know the
Duran.
Bengals.
I know the Bengals. Walk like an Egyptian, but that's no. Duran down, hands down.
Okay.
That's a terrible group. Those are 2 awful picks.
Okay.
Pick real bands from the 80s that really fucking matter.
We'll come back
Duran
to you.
did matter.
We'll come back to
They
you.
didn't matter.
They were a bigger thing.
They were a big thing, but they were not the biggest thing. They didn't matter
Well,
as
who
much.
would you say was the big thing?
The biggest group of the 80s, biggest musical group of the 80s. Welcome, by the way, if you're the extra viewer we have on Twitch right now.
We're discussing
Yeah,
music.
we're
and
discussing. We're discussing.
terrible arguments.
Yes, but if I had to pick 2 big groups from the 80s that we were to put head to head, as far as who would be better, Lita Ford. All right, I would throw out there because she was an amazing guitarist. She put out some pretty decent music, and let's say Aerosmith. Fuck it, Motley Crue. If you had to, okay, and
I don't know who the other one
All right,
was.
fine. I'll pull Lita Ford out of it because you don't know her. Motley Crue
I
are.
might know Lita Ford. What did she?
If I close my eyes forever, but let's say Motley Crue or Ozzy. Ozzy had a lot of hits in the 80s.
I like
Well, Sabbath, wasn't it? Or-
No, it was Sabbath. He left Sabbath in '79,
Okay.
so it was all Ozzy by this point.
I have to go with Ozzy just because I like the Oz Man more.
I mean, I'm going to go with Ozzy too, but I'm just if you think about it, Motley Crue probably was more inspirational to bands that are coming out today.
probably.
Because I mean, if you listen to what's considered modern rock music now, there's not a lot of Ozzy influence in that. I mean, let's just be honest. It's not overly filled with Ozzy's influence. 90s groups, Corey. What 90s groups would you say were influential that moved on? I mean, you know, like I think we all understand that the biggest groups of the 90s were boy bands and Britney Spears.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And into the early 2000s, but
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was there NSYNC or Britney Spears, or is it?
I mean, but there was a whole.
I got
Go ahead.
one.
What do you got?
Christina Aguilera.
No, it
J-Lo.
wasn't Christina Aguilera.
David Bowie.
Okay.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh wow, who would be more influential? It depends on what you're going with, though.
Mm.
Because I mean, David
Does it?
Bowie, yes, David Bowie's going to be more influential toward rock singers, where Tom Petty's more influential toward country music now.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I mean, they're pretty welcome. By the way, a new person that the Toccoa billionaire's watching this. He's watching this live. There you go.
Our viewers and listeners, if you
That's
have
right.
any suggestions of bands you want us to put against each other and talk about, which one, give them to us. Let's hear it.
Derek's commented.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry, Doc. Make America gay again. There you go. But
We've
anyway,
already done that.
yeah, we already talked.
We
about
had that discussion.
But no, so I'm just saying, if you had to pick between those two, you know that Tom Petty's influencing more people on the country music spectrum of things now, because you don't have Southern rockers coming out now. I mean, you got they are,
There's some.
but they're playing in country music venues. They're playing on country radio, not on rock radio, which I don't guess rock radio really exists. It's pop radio for the most part. But I mean, you get what I'm saying. So I mean, you know, I would say David Bowie, because rock music's more popular than country music.
I don't know who. I'm trying to imagine music that's inspired by Bowie, because Bowie was like all over the place.
No, there's definitely music out there. I mean, the Killers. You can't tell me the Killers were not inspired by Bowie. I mean, just think about something. On the corner of Main Street, just trying to. I mean, they even had that weird vocal thing they did that Bowie did. You know, trying to sound like he was ghostly or something. You know, yeah. You know, I mean, that's the thing, is that I feel like they were both. I feel like, okay, don't get me wrong, they were both influential, but I feel
Both
like
are big things.
they're both huge, but I feel like they're influencing different avenues of music.
And they're both dead.
They are both.
So
dead.
it's an equal comparison.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. There you go. But I mean, if I have to pick, if I'm picking personally, like I'm totally going to be listening to Tom Petty over Bowie. You know what? I don't know. I may have to take that back, because I do like Let's Dance. And
Ziggy played guitar.
yeah, I forgot about Ziggy Stardust. God damn it.
This is ground control.
I do not like that song. Yeah, sitting in my tin can. Yeah, but
Under pressure.
I did. No, I despise that song. It gave way. But then, okay, here's another one. MC Hammer or Vanilla Ice? Who was more influential? What?
MC Hammer?
You think MC Hammer was more influential?
I say Vanilla Ice.
What did he do?
He gave us freaking Eminem.
He gave us turtle rap. Ninja.
Okay, he
Ninja. Ninja.
Yes, he did. He gave you turtle rap. That's
Go,
true.
go, ninja. Go,
He
ninja,
really
go.
shouldn't have.
That is so true.
What, that he did or shouldn't have?
Either or. But seriously, I mean, which one of those is more influential? I mean, you want to say, I know you want to say MC Hammer because you liked Hammer Time better.
I like it a lot.
Name another song MC Hammer does besides Hammer Time. I at
Too
least,
legit?
like, I at least,
Name
I,
another song besides those two.
I can at least
I'm
name
sure there's
two.
some.
I can at least name two Vanilla Ice.
I
songs.
can't.
That's it. You only know those two, too, so you're no better than me, so shut the fuck up. Your superiority complex. Fuck you.
But who do you think MC Hammer influenced to get into music?
Well, obviously they influenced Queen, David
What?
Bowie.
How?
You never heard Under Pressure?
No, it's the other way around. That
No,
was not
no.
MC Hammer either. That was Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice. Under Pressure.
Right.
Ice Ice Baby. It sounds about the same.
I
I think
know.
MC Hammer sampled the same damn song in Can't Touch This, didn't he? No, he
I don't remember.
let's see.
I haven't heard it in so long.
No, he didn't. Okay, I was wrong. Still,
So, I mean, you know, my point remains though.
MC Hammer or Rick James?
Rick James.
Yeah, I'd say so, Rick James.
I mean,
Rick James definitely influenced MC Hammer, I'm sure.
Rick James influenced all sorts of people. I mean, because Rick James, he did
Rick
not.
James, bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, well, okay. He influenced Dave Chappelle, for God's sake. I mean, you know, he went all he transgressed one genre. I mean, Rick James had the ability to not just be a R&B singer. That's like, you can't say that about Luther Vandross or Marvin Gaye
Or Al Green.
or Al Green. They were R&B singers. That's what they did. But Rick James,
Kind of soul.
Oh, all right.
soulish.
Here you go. Cyndi Lauper, a heart.
Heart. Yeah, I mean, that one's an easy one, though, because Cyndi Lauper was a pop star.
Heart or Joan Jett?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Joan Jett.
Joan Jett or Blondie?
Joan Jett.
Janis Joplin or whatever.
See, that's the thing. Okay, everybody loves Janis Joplin.
I don't
but
like
me.
Janis Joplin.
I hate Janis Joplin.
I don't like Stairway to Heaven.
She didn't do Stairway to
I don't care. I don't like it either.
Heaven.
I don't like that.
That
You're
was
just trying to accredit Janis Joplin with
Sure.
things she didn't do.
Yeah, why not?
I don't like people that stay alive after too much cocaine use.
That's right.
Or
ham sandwiches.
That was Mama Cass, you idiot.
I said or ham
Oh, okay.
sandwiches.
You don't like Mama Cass either. But I mean, that's the thing, though.
No,
is
no,
if you-
she died. She died appropriately.
Who?
Mom Cass.
Oh, choking to death on a ham sandwich?
Yeah, yeah. You're talking about staying alive after doing so much crack. I said or ham sandwiches.
Well, I mean, okay. So if you were looking at, if you were talking about just outright, we're trying to discuss the, how do I want to phrase it?
I don't know.
The
Merits.
legacy
Okay.
of artists. I mean, those are terrible artists to be looking at, though. I think
Okay.
Rick James has a legacy.
I was gonna say Rick James is not a terrible
I
artist.
think Rick James has a legacy. I think Joan Jett has a legacy. I think Hart has a legacy.
Mhm.
I don't think Cyndi Lauper did.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac has a legacy.
Apple.
They definitely have a legacy.
I mean, they're still doing it.
they're kind of different genre-ish, but they're both influential. I think it's gonna be a hard pick. We got the chairman of the board himself, Frank Sinatra, or Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, hands down.
Mhm.
Now, but the reason being is because Elvis Presley. Okay, this is the thing about Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra
Was a drunk.
ruffled, well, yes, but ruffled
And a womanizer.
zero feathers.
Yeah, he was.
He
was
came
all-
in-
he was Mr. Smooth Operator.
He came in and sang the songs everybody else was singing in the clubs at the same time,
Yeah, he was a lounge lizard.
and
Glorified
and-
lounge lizard.
right. He you know, and
No
that's
more-
what he did.
No more or less than Dean Martin.
Correct. They all sang the same
Yeah.
songs. They all recorded the same songs. The only thing that made them popular was they were friends with Johnny Carson, and they were on Carson's show.
And that's what made you back then.
Yes, I don't think you realize how big a deal being on the Tonight Show was
No, I mean,
at that
if you
point.
listen to that podcast, Howie Mandel talked about it.
Yeah, that's true. But I
if
mean,
if you got on there, you were made.
Yeah.
If you were seen on the Carson show, that was it.
but you know, the thing
You had a
is,
career.
yeah, that was that you were made.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, what was
if
his
you were
name?
if you're looking at we were going Frank Sinatra versus Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley came in ruffling feathers.
Well, yeah, first,
You don't
first
know.
thing.
You don't,
First, he did the Negro music,
yeah, but you don't realize how big a deal it was
and he
that
gyrated.
he gyrated. Oh my God! I mean, there were preachers preaching sermons Sunday morning about how kids seen a man who was going to send them to hell. You know,
I mean, it's the same kind of argument they made against was it Big Bopper? No, not Big Bopper. Jerry Lee Lewis.
yeah. Well, I mean, Jerry Lee Lewis had some weird shit going on.
Well, I mean, he wasn't.
All right,
Yeah,
George Jones,
I'm listening.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Okay, it depends. And the reason I say that, it depends on what style of music you listen to again as to who was more influential. If you are a true country music fan,
Willie Nelson clearly made more.
that's true.
I thought
But
about
if
going
you
Willie Nelson,
are,
Johnny Cash, but I thought
if
George
well,
Jones.
that's a tough one, tougher one. But if you are a true fan of country music, if you are a person who to this day listens to Lee Brice or whatever, you're going to say George Jones.
If you're going to
Because
say George Jones, you might as well say Merle Haggard, too.
you are, because those guys gave way to the music you have today in country music. They pandered to a certain style of audience. Go listen to Johnny Cash's music. It does not pander to anybody. It was what Johnny Cash liked at the time. Johnny Cash was a rock and roll
He
star.
made his own music.
He was not, Johnny Cash was not a country singer.
No.
Johnny Cash was
His
a
music
rock and
played
roll.
on country stations.
They didn't have country stations back
Well, I mean,
then.
you
It
know,
was all pop
It's
stations.
classified as.
Right. And I mean, his music was never classified as country
Did he ever
until
do the
later
Grand Ole
on.
Opry?
Do what?
Did he ever do the Grand Ole Opry?
He did as when he was older.
Okay.
But like Conway Twitty, this is the thing. George George Jones set out to be a country singer, like George Strait, country singer. That's what they went to be. Conway Twitty, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash,
Earl.
not Merle, Waylon Jennings,
Wayland.
Chris Christopherson. I'm trying to think. There was a handful of them there. All set out with the concept of being rock stars because they played electric guitars. Sure, I mean, bow, 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 bow. That sound, that was with electric guitar. That's not what country music was. They weren't.
No, it was
pandering.
all fiddles
Right,
and steel guitars.
right. Right. They were not
Acoustic
pandering.
guitars.
Right. They were not pandering to the country audience. They crossed over.
I mean, it'd be like more Marty Robbins than it was.
Marty Robbins was kind of in that rock genre too, if you go back and listen to some of his stuff. But then Marty Robbins in the 70s, before he died, got into what are called gunfighter ballads.
Like El Paso.
Yes. Out in the West Texas. Yeah, that one.
Paso.
I mean, and
the following song.
there's so many. I mean, there's a whole if you go look up Marty Robbins, you're going to find albums upon albums of gunfighter songs. That's another one that he did. And I mean, you're going to find albums upon albums of gunfighter songs.
I call it country western, but yeah.
So, but I mean, that was a particular genre at the time.
Yeah. You had the songs that had yodeling in them.
Right.
Okay. Loretta Lynn.
Okay.
Which one do I want to throw in? I would throw in Dolly, but
She's
I'm
not.
gonna-
No.
Yeah.
Not even. They're not even on the
on
same.
this level. Reba McEntire.
Oh wow. Okay, they are on the same level.
Because
And
I was sitting
Reba,
there trying to think of somebody to throw in against Dolly. and I could
the
not
only
think of
thing that
anyone.
Loretta has going against Reba is time, because Loretta got a head start. But Reba,
The only Reba
I think
was-
what happened-
going
Reba
for a long time.
took Loretta Lynn to another level.
I think Reba took the mantle from Loretta.
Yeah, I mean,
from
Loretta
Lynn.
had it for a long
Well,
time.
I mean, not really, because see, this is the thing. Like, if you would have said
At first-
Tammy Wynette,
Okay, if at first you would have said Loretta Lynn versus Patsy Cline, it'd been Patsy Cline.
no.
Oh, you don't
That's
think so?
that's before.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the,
back then.
no, because Loretta and Patsy are two different time periods.
Are they? I thought
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were contemporaries.
No. The Patsy versus Brenda Lee would have been a Little Miss Dynamite. Brenda Lee. Would
I
have
think
been,
Brenda Lee would have been.
no, they would have been around the same.
No, I mean, no, I'm saying I would have said
Or
between those two.
Connie
Brenda Lee.
Francis or somebody along those lines. Dusty Springfield. All of them came around that time. Because Patsy Cline, again, not a country singer.
But she influenced Loretta, though.
I'm sure she did,
Yeah,
because that was who she heard on the radio
at the time.
in what was it, Booger Holler that she lived in?
Butcher.
Butcher Holler.
Booger Hollers in Alabama.
Reagan County.
No, it's Alabama.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not joking.
You're not. There's a Booger Holler in Alabama.
Yes.
Okay,
My parents drove through it in the middle of the night one time.
but okay,
They said it was scary as fuck.
but
They just drove. They had to get gas. They just drove.
I mean, like, if you would have said Loretta versus Tammy Wynette,
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking about a completely different time period. They both were active at the same time, and I think Tammy Wynette would win that one out because she had a lot of number one hits.
Let's get one for the youth of today.
The
Oh,
youths.
the
Yeah,
youths,
the damn
Youth
youths.
of
the
today.
youths,
Youths.
Oh, Kanye West.
ye,
He
uh-huh.
are. I forgot his name. Hold on.
Oh wow, this is gonna be
You know,
great.
that guy.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Who's he again?
I like one song he does called Circles. And that's all I can tell you. I don't know. Okay, this is the thing about Kanye West. It's like, apparently, I don't know what Kanye West sings, I'm told.
I don't either.
I know one song that Kanye West sings because Tyree showed it to me. It was Kanye West, Eminem. He showed it to me for the Eminem part. Eminem, I think Lil Wayne and Drake had a song together. It
That's
wasn't,
a weird.
it wasn't terrible. It was a decent song. I don't remember the name of the song, but
I don't know enough about it. So I mean, like to me, as I say, Kanye is not one of my favorite people to listen to.
all right, we'll go to
It's
the
not one of my favorite.
we'll go to the cut yourself thing. My Chemical
What?
Romance
The cut
Emo
yourself
music.
down.
Is that what you're saying?
Emo
My-
music.
are
I bloody Violet Heart.
Green Day.
Those are not even the same.
They
genre.
are not the same at all.
No, My Chemical
Although
Romance.
personally, I would say Green Day.
I mean,
There's another one I was thinking of, but I can't remember the name of it. I've seen a lot of people wearing the shirts for it. But
I don't know.
like Death Cab for Cutie maybe would fall into that same.
I honestly don't know things.
Panic at the Disco. I don't know. I'm trying to think. But look, MCR. Here's the thing about MCR. They put out awesome music for the time that they were doing what they were doing. Okay, I can admit to that. I think you can admit to that. They need to put new stuff out, but they broke up, and this is why they're not as big as they should be. They wrote really good music. Okay,
I like some of their songs.
I agree. I think that they're especially like that the Mama song.
Mama,
Yeah.
we're all gonna die.
There's some songwriting in that that's just like amazing, and people don't.
Mama, we're meant for the flight.
Yeah, but I mean, my point is there's some songwriting in that that's damn good,
Mhm.
and people overlook it. They don't know a lot about it because they're not a band that really. I mean, yeah, they were mainstream in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, something like that, but they didn't last. It wasn't like Aerosmith, who had 20 years worth of run of being mainstream. So, what do you got, Corey? Where you over there?
He's done,
I don't know Kanye West songs.
Oh,
I got an epic.
I mean,
one
there's a
for you.
list. I don't know these songs.
Brian says he isn't
I got an
epic.
epic one for you. The
Okay.
Battle to End All Battles.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys. Instinct.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'll say NSYNC
Why are you gonna say NSYNC?
because Justin Timberlake is still a thing.
That's like
What's
saying the
Backstreet
Beatles
Boys?
because Paul
Which-
McCartney's still there.
I mean, isn't it?
I don't think that
'Cause
that's
he took
enough.
that sound and went with it, kept going.
Well, Timberlake did not take that sound.
He took something.
He got a news. They took a contract out of it.
Took
That's
a
what he
contract
did.
out on him.
I can't
Yes.
say something bad about Timberlake. I like some of his songs.
Some, but not
Like
all.
Mirrors. I really like Mirrors.
Yeah, that's a fine song. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like Backstreet Boys.
He did the ultimate hookup. with
What?
Britney Spears.
How is that the ultimate hookup? You
For
got
the
a crazy
90s,
bitch.
it was.
You got a crazy bitch.
Name one that ain't.
Mine.
I don't know.
Mm,
She's with you.
she got moments.
Oh God. I'm just saying. What?
Run DMC or NWA.
NWA.
I don't know NWA. Who are
Fuck
they?
the police.
Ice Cube. I don't remember all the others' names. Straight Out Compton.
I think they were better. I think they were more influential, for sure. So, anyways, let's drop this topic.
Okay, moving on.
So, Brian, tell me what's going on in the world of wrestling, since we don't have a Mr. Hope with us this week.
In the world of wrestling.
What?
To object.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? I mean, okay, so I heard The Rock came back.
I hadn't heard anything about that.
I heard that, was it on?
Unless he come back on SmackDown. I don't watch SmackDown.
I think somebody said he came back on SmackDown.
Okay.
And
I know they're gearing up for it's either tomorrow or the next week. I don't remember which Sunday it is. No, it might be actually a Saturday during the Crown Jewel pay per view.
I think just making up names now.
Crown Jewel, they're in like Saudi Arabia, and
Because that worked so well the last time.
they do it a lot. It's going to be Brock Lesnar to face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship.
I don't care about either one of those two.
okay, so I'm trying to find out. I had read somewhere that he came back on SmackDown.
And then for the Raw side of the thing, it's going to be Drew McIntyre going one-on-one with Big E for
But apparently he did not.
the WWE Championship.
Who's the Big E?
Big E, one of the dudes from New Day. Big guy.
I'm going for McIntyre.
Okay,
He's
so
got
apparently
bagpipes.
it was just a rumor that he
They
was
don't have
gonna come
bagpipes, he
back.
has a sword.
So he did not come back.
Why does he not have bagpipes?
He doesn't have bagpipes.
He should.
Mhm.
So he doesn't have the bagpipe music anymore? Drew McIntyre?
Yes, I guess it's.
Do you know what bagpipes sound like?
Apparently not.
I don't think so.
Okay, so in WWE it still sucks, is what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch.
No storytelling.
I didn't watch AEW because it didn't come on Wednesday because of hockey.
Okay.
I
What?
think it came. Yeah, it got.
So why are you
It's
gonna
not
take
hockey.
the top rated thing on your fucking network?
I think it got pushed back to either today. Probably going on as we speak,
Okay.
but I hadn't watched it. But it's still
Is there a
really good.
ghost in that camera?
I don't know, maybe.
Marley and Marley.
See?
Ooh.
It flickers.
Okay, but no, okay. So let's just think about this. AEW is winning the war right now.
Yes.
I think we can
Apparently
both.
Oh, no.
against hockey.
Last
Yeah,
thing
I
I
guess
watched
hockey.
was they said the recent shows, the AEW and WWE's ticket sales for Rampage, which is their Friday night show, and I guess it was Raw, were kind of at like the lows. But yeah, still say AEW is the far superior show. Hell, I even like Impact a lot better than WWE mostly.
Okay, so it says right here, AEW clearly has all the momentum in the new wrestling war. AEW drew 681,000 fans in the key demo of 18 to 49, while WWE drew 678,000 in the same category. AEW's Dynamite last week was watched by 1.3 million viewers, while Raw was watched by 681,000. So there you go. And that's, but you know, the difference here is for WWE, they still have the money. You
For
know,
now. I mean, they got a war chest.
well, they've got the stock,
Mhm.
which is in there making money because they're not making money anymore off advertisements.
Our shows.
They're making money off the network.
Yeah.
That's where they're making their money.
Subscription service.
It's not about people coming to watch new stuff. It's about people coming to watch old stuff. Yes, me, who goes back and watches Raw from 25 years ago.
Okay. So here, let's go down this road here.
Okay.
If you were to take over the network or whatever, if you take over WWE,
If someone, so WWE drops into my lap today, you're saying?
Yes.
As a whole.
Yeah.
Everything.
everything, all of it,
The content.
contracts,
everything.
everybody, who are you getting rid of?
Oh, okay.
Or would it be easier to pick who's staying?
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, if I've got WWE in my control, is I'm actually going to sit down and talk to the talent. Okay, because this is something that they're not doing in WWE anymore. They're not coming to the talent and going, give me your ideas. I get it. I'm an idea guy.
That's why a lot of people switch to AEW because they give you that free,
Right,
you know.
right. See, I'm an idea guy. If you come to me and let's say Corey Hyde's a wrestler, okay? Corey Hyde,
Your writers can only do so much.
no, Corey Hyde, you're a wrestler, and
Am I?
you've come up with a gimmick. Let's
Okay.
right now on the spot, come up to me with a gimmick and pitch it to me. I am Vince McMahon, and you're going to pitch me a gimmick that you want to run with as your character for the next 6 months, and you're going to give me a storyline for it. Okay, so roll. What do you got?
Oh, I mean, I have to come up with
Yeah, do it right now. I mean, this is because this is how it's done.
Do you
I
want
mean,
me to do it?
if
Yeah,
you
you
want to
do
do
it.
it, okay, fine.
I wasn't
And then
prepared. I
Corey,
didn't
get
know there
ready
was
for
going to be a
your. Get ready.
test.
You're going to do one for me.
Okay.
Hey, boss, I have an idea.
All right, tell me what you got.
You see, I have this dog puppet I come out with. Okay.
Okay. I thought, see, that was bad. I should not laugh at him for saying.
You know, I actually act like it's a real dog. I want
Right.
to have it bite me on the arm and run away, and then I'm going to become rabid Ricky. And my finishing moves, I want to come out and I want to be all crazy and foamy at the mouth, and I want to bite my opponent on the butt.
No, let's stop right there, okay?
Yeah, please
Hold on,
let's
hold on.
stop.
Wait, no, wait. I'm Vince McMahon right now, right?
Okay, sure.
So
Sure,
here's what
Vince.
I'm going to say. That's a great idea. let's put it on TV tonight. You're in the main event for the world title. Okay? Now, I'm Blake Wilkinson running the WWE. What's your name, son?
Oh, Rabid Ricky.
No, your real name that's on your contract.
Oh, it's Roberto S. Della Esquire Jr. the third.
Rip his contract. Get him the fuck out of my building. Okay? That's what should really happen right there.
But that's not what happened.
That's not what happens. Vince McMahon would go with that. Keep in mind, Vince McMahon, this is the man who thought the gobbledygooker was the greatest idea in all of pro wrestling.
Well, it wasn't the worst.
You're telling me that we sat and looked at a goddamn chicken egg that was the size of this table for 6 months, and that wasn't the worst idea ever? And then this giant red chicken thing pops out of it 6 months later at a WrestleMania? That was a terrible
WCW
idea.
had the Shockmaster. That was
They did have bad ideas. I'm not saying WCW. Obviously, WCW was not the superior brand between the two.
It was because
Okay.
they had the gobbledygooker.
I mean, you
No,
really.
Corey, you're going to come to me and you're going to pitch an idea. Go for it. What's your idea?
Okay, so here we go.
Well, now wait. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me go back to Brian's idea. Stop. So here's where we're at. Let's say that I can't fire Brian because
Because
he's
his
in an
contract is really
ironclad
good.
contract. Okay, so I'm going to say, all right, dude. What if we do this? What if you come out as Rabid Ricky, and you're going to be a heel? Okay, no dog, no foam from the mouth. Okay, but you just like go crazy from time to time. And what may happen is you might pick a table up and throw it in the ring and bust your opponent open again, and then put blood on TV again. Okay? And you're going to catch heat. You're going to be the biggest freaking heel there is. You're going to be the bad guy. You're just going to like snap it at a moment's notice for no reason. And then Brian as the wrestler is going to say, you know what, that's probably not a bad idea.
I can see that happening.
I could see where there's money to be made here.
I can see where you can make more money. When you snap, throw your own. There's like a half chance you throw your own damn self through the table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's Mick Foley. I mean, that's
Exactly.
a Mick Foley idea. Yeah. But
It
okay,
worked.
so now it's Corey's time. Corey, it's time for you to pitch me, Vince McMahon, right now, an idea.
Okay. So there's this clown.
No. Pitch me an idea Vince McMahon's going to hate.
That he's going to hate.
Yeah, the one Vince McMahon's
He
going to
says
hate.
yes to anything.
No, he doesn't.
What?
No. Okay, Brian,
Right
pitch
now-
me an idea Vince McMahon's going to hate.
All right, hey, boss, I have an idea.
What you got for me,
So
son?
I ain't been doing much of nothing lately, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking about going out on the thing, and I want on the air, and I want to be racist Ricky Ricardo, and I'm gonna just go out there, and I'm just gonna say, the N word
explaining
and the spook and all this other kind of racial slurs, and I'm just gonna cuss at the crowd, and I'm gonna like shit my britches.
Okay. I've actually got a different plan for you tonight. There's a craft catering table back there that I need you to watch over and make sure no one gets near.
Got
Okay?
it, boss.
You go do that.
Craft catering. Was it just
Craft.
macaroni and
Yes.
cheese?
To
I mean,
where-
I'm okay with a macaroni and cheese buffet.
okay, so let's say that it was me, okay, and I come in and I go to Vince McMahon. I go, hey Vince, I got this amazing idea. All right, this idea is going to be
Racist
great.
Ricky Ramone.
No. Okay, this idea is going to work. It's going to draw so much money. It's going to be a big thing. What we're going to do is we're going to create a feud between me and management. I know it's been done before, but we can do it differently because at that time it was Austin versus Vince. Now it can be me versus all of them. Okay? And they shit on me all the time. They just beat the hell out of me, but I keep coming. All right? I'm not special. I wear t-shirts. I'm just an everyman, but I keep on coming.
He's just American.
No, I'm just saying. This is something people can relate to, and you know I'm right.
Yeah, it's what you're saying is you want the underdog story.
They don't do that. You've got to have the underdog story because this is why. Look, the reason wrestling's failing right now is there's not enough white trash listening and watching it.
Americans deep down love the underdog story. That's just the thing. the rags to riches, the underdog story. We eat that shit up.
Look,
And it's true.
Kurt Angle was
It's damn
huge.
true.
Okay, Kurt Angle was huge. What did Kurt Angle do? He continued the Austin McMahon rivalry after Austin left. Whenever Austin left, after the little cowboy hat thing, you remember that? And they were strumming the guitars. It became McMahon versus Angle, and it worked. It was huge. Okay, then it was McMahon versus his own company with the NWO. It's no longer Vince. It's Stephanie. It's Shane. There's other
Shane
people.
doesn't really do a lot behind the scenes anymore.
He's on the show. Make him the bad guy. Make them the bad guys. Okay, and there you go. You have
Got
instant,
Hunter too. I mean,
Right.
Paul of Levin, how you say?
and he's always been the bad guy. Why would he have an issue being the bad guy now?
I mean, him and Stephanie when they were doing the McMahon Helmsley thing, it was, or
But they gotta be woke now.
But that's the issue, is they've got to be woke. The last time they tried to do this little dance where it's management versus somebody, it was them versus Ronda Rousey. Okay,
Yeah.
as much as I like Ronda Rousey, do not waste your time on women's wrestling.
I've also got an idea.
Go for it.
All right, I wanted to come out dressed in like the women's top and shorts. And I'm gonna call myself the trans.
You know what? I
And-
think this is a
and-
great idea.
and I'm gonna
That's
go out
what
there
I
and
would
just
say.
go out there and just completely dominate the women's wrestlers and win the woman's title and just
Yes.
hold it until I'm done with it.
Yep, that's exactly what I would say. Is do it. Let's go for it.
Didn't they do that?
No,
Now,
they treat them like they're women.
now Impact has males versus female matches.
No,
Okay, I mean, they
There was
used
a
to-
battle royal they were
W-
doing the other week, and there was women in the battle royal fighting along with the men.
How
Hell,
many
Tessa
W-
Blanchard was their world heavyweight champion at one I think.
oh really?
Like the WWF used to have mixed matches.
I mean, they still have mixed matches, but it's guy versus guy, girl versus girl.
No, but they used to. No, you could tag in on either one though.
Well, sort of. I mean, to an extent, they didn't.
I think it
allow
depended
anything.
on who the
Right.
woman was.
Now you might have people like Randy Orton hitting an RKO on a girl or something
Right.
like that, but there's no match. Well,
I mean, you would see
Reginald did face women.
you could see somebody like Triple H or Shawn Michaels teamed up with China versus
Well, that was different though. China was in the middle. Well,
she
China,
could whoop a man's ass.
China and Nia Jax. I think Beth Phoenix was she in the middle.
She could probably whoop a man.
China, Nia Jax, and I think Beth Phoenix were the three women that's actually been in the main men's Royal Rumble.
My point remains that what they've done here is they've taken wrestling, WWE particularly. I don't want to throw AEW into this.
Yeah.
Give them time. I'm afraid they
And then
will.
NXT, it's just completely unwatched. I don't even watch NXT.
I've never watched NXT. It's
John,
always been
Our friend John
Right.
said that NXT when it first came out, it was great.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. I tried to watch it one day when it was Wednesday night and there was nothing else on. I said, I'll watch NXT. I watched like half a match and I turned it.
I'm done.
I think I gave them a TV to my mother and told her she watched that Temple Popper show because it was more entertaining.
Look, the thing is that wrestling where it's at
It
today,
is kind of interesting.
I just have to point out that in our childhood, there were 3 sounds that could get anybody that was watching wrestling to their feet.
I bet you I can guess them sounds.
What were those sounds? Yes.
If you smell,
Yes.
dum.
Okay. 4 sounds. What was the 4th one?
Woo!
Nope. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What's in, and then keep in mind, none of those.
Or if you were a WCW watcher, I mean, there was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah,
the
and are
DDP
those
music.
the other NWO?
Hey!
Yes.
What up, Much?
Yeah, well, not so much. I don't think that one ever got many people to their feet, but yeah, Sting for some reason.
Oh, that's Goldberg. I don't
oh,
remember what Sting's music was. WCW.
I thought it
Dun, 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 dun. And then you got woo.
yeah, but I mean, my whole point was that when I was watching WWE or WWF as it was then, there were 4 sounds, really, and at 1.5.
You got Mankind.
No. Oh, Sean. You know, I think I'm cute. I know I'm saying. You know, I think that those were the things.
Is that what they said at the thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like,
No, it's,
like somebody like climax.
it is. But she said,
Still, my favorite
Sean.
one is the one Vince did.
Yes,
Think I'm cute.
Yeah.
You know I'm saying.
that is great. I may look that one up to play us out at the end, but you know, I mean, no, that was a that was what they said. But I mean, those songs got you to your feet. There is nothing
That excites people
in wrestling at all, because here's the thing:
to
is
that
you
level or at all.
I want to say it all. Like I watched a Raw not too long ago, and like I think Roman Reigns is like their big superstar.
SmackDown.
Well, this was still when he was on Raw. This was before SmackDown moved
Okay.
to like network TVs. How long has it been since I've watched a Raw? Okay, and Raw was still the main show. So, anyways, I watched a Raw, and there was Roman Reigns was still a good guy. Okay, and he comes out, and nobody's on their feet. There are no signs in the crowd.
In fact, was it him that he was so unpopular that they had
They
the
have to
company was,
pipe in.
yeah.
Yeah.
The applause and all this
Right.
stuff.
Now, to me, the thing I guess I would do different if it was me running a wrestling company, like I would totally, for one, I mean, you've got to work on your music. You can't be stealing music from the radio. That's one major issue. Because if you can hear it just anywhere, you can't sell it. Okay, so you've got to start a writing department that's putting out good music. Again, Steve Austin, The Undertaker,
They fired
stuff like
them. They are what?
Jim J Johnson, what was his
I don't
name?
remember
Johnson.
the name,
Yeah, and
you
you know,
made a lot of your music. Oh, yeah. It works other ways. I mean, you don't make the money, but look at CM Punk. He uses cult personality.
but you can't sell that.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing is
No,
like
you have
CM
to
Punk,
pay. You have to pay royalties on that.
right? But CM Punk's not getting the response Steve Austin got.
Oh, yeah.
No,
he got
he
a
is
big
not.
pop when he returned.
What? You get a big pop when you return, but so did freaking Edge. So did freaking Goldberg. Okay, so what? Steve Austin. If Steve Austin returned to wrestle on AEW tomorrow night, who's going to get the biggest pop in AEW history?
Mhm.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the point. And it's not something that they, I mean, okay, I get it. Like if Austin goes to AEW, he doesn't have the Austin music. Okay, I get that. So what? You're going to have to change that up a little bit. But guess what?
Once they realize he walks out on the platform, it's
Right.
over.
It's
I'm sure you can still have the glass break, and you just can't have the da 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 da.
right. It's going to have to be something else. So they have to alter that. Okay. And my,
Sting had a big pop.
right,
You know,
right,
not as much anymore because he keeps coming out all the time. You know.
right. But my
Nobody
point,
likes him.
my point is that those guys, I'm just saying that they do not. None of the guys in WWE have that star power that was had in 1995 by those guys, or you know, from 1995 to 2006.
I mean,
They're not
it's-
names. They're not draw names.
How many years later, and you still get the what chant?
Right. And you know, Steve Austin said that he came up with that driving up the road while talking to Chris Jericho's voicemail. You ever heard that story?
Yeah.
He said that I was mad yelling at Chris Jericho's voicemail. Why don't you answer me? What? Call me back. What? And then Jericho walked up to him and goes, why don't you do that in the ring? And he did. It caught on. But, you know, but the thing is that they don't have that. That's the thing is 20 years, 25 years removed from that. WWE has lost the ability to produce good stars.
And it's affecting their market share.
They had an amazing star who, if they would have left him alone, would have been out of this world. And that was John Cena. When he came out, he had the FU, not the attitude adjustment.
Mhm.
Okay? And it was the STFU, not what is it that they wound out calling it something else? What was
I
it?
don't remember now. STF, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Everything about Cena was supposed to be in your face, white boy rapper, Eminem style stuff. If they would have embraced that like they should have, they would have had a bad guy who could have gave and gave and
But he's a heel though. When he's not a heel, he's a baby face.
But he should have been a heel. And he admits he would have rather been a heel. Because he could have been a heel like Steve Austin was a heel. Steve Austin was never a baby face.
No.
He was a heel. Even when he was getting the pop and the everybody was loving Steve Austin, he was a heel. He was not a baby face.
No, he was
If
definitely.
you want to check out the pop reactions of go back and look up when Becky Lynch came back with the WWE for whatever pay-per-view it was, SummerSlam or something. She got a big pop, but no one compared to AEW's pop of CM Punk when he came
But
back.
none of them compared to Steve Austin on any given Monday night in 1998. None of them. None of them have anything compared to The Rock on any given Monday night in 2000.
I guarantee you, if you were to just, I mean, yeah, it's a dirty trick and it fuck with the audience, but if you just played Austin's music, the crowd would lose their shit.
Yes.
And he might not even come out, but they just
Right.
lose their shit.
Yeah, they would. Just thinking, oh my God. Steve
Is it
Austin.
real?
Yeah.
So when was the last time he came out on Raw? Was it like 30th anniversary?
Something like that, yeah.
Something
And that's the only reason I watched. I watched that particular episode. It was with JR and the King were at the Madison Square Garden, and JR fell asleep.
It just had
But-
no stroke. So.
Yeah, it's whatever. But I mean,
Go back to commentary. I mean, I can't. I won't say that the
Look,
WWE
commentary matters.
is terrible.
it is terrible. You have to say that.
Corey Graves is a fantastic as the heel commentator. I think he's great. Michael Cole's okay. He used to be better as he was.
Look,
The
nobody.
other ones aren't terrible, but
I'm sure you get more understanding.
Excalibur, JR, and Tony Schiavone. Sometimes Jericho.
Nobody wants to hear about what's trending on Facebook or Twitter while watching
No.
WWE. Nobody. They want to hear about them getting their ass whooped like a government mule. Okay, and that's the thing nobody cares about what's trending or who posted. I mean, if you've got to go with the route of a viral video, you can talk about something that a wrestler posted, and then maybe. But I think they should use that in place of like the Mean Gene style interviews that used to take place.
I do like Impact Wrestling does. Impact has before the rest of the show, which is recaps what happened last week, and then one of the parts of the thing is it's the social media blah blah blah, and it goes back and goes all the previous week's posting of social media. Number 5 was this post by blah blah blah. And if you want to do all your social media stuff, have your little show beforehand or something.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that, but we won't do it because we've got to be on this mentality.
Everything's a social media.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to take Raw. We've got to make Raw this thing that is so PC now that is pitiful. I mean, somebody got fined not too long ago for bleeding.
Hell, SmackDown was more lenient. I mean, I
What
think
happens?
SmackDown
Shit happens.
when it was Roman Reigns going against John Cena, he would pick on John Cena. He go, missionary John, and missionary position, the only position this man knows what to do.
That's because they're trying. But that's the thing. Roman Reigns can't go. Roman Reigns has no mic skills.
He shouldn't be allowed near one.
Roman Reigns has zero mic skills. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar have been carried by Paul Heyman. I'll say it. Nobody wants to point that out. They've been carried by Paul Heyman.
And
Period.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but you've got to have somebody with mic skills out there running their damn mouth every fucking
I mean,
night.
yeah. Well, look back at the Shield. Roman Reigns was a muscle. It was either Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, which John
Yeah,
Moxley.
but they
did all
suck with mics.
They're better than Roman though.
Better than Roman, but
That
that's
doesn't mean good.
yeah, why have we got to settle? You're telling me in this whole wide world of people that there's not somebody out there better than them with mic skills? Chris Jericho,
Jericho's
fucking
phenomenal.
awesome with mic skill. Okay, The Rock. I say it's hard to find anyone who's better than The Rock with mic skill.
He's extremely charismatic.
Oh yeah,
Bray was pretty good.
Bray was good. I'm not going down Bray on
I
that.
like MJF's mic skills.
Yeah, but he's a heel.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the thing is The Rock. When The Rock was a heel, Oh my God, it was great.
Even when he was a face, he was still
Like
Corey will tell you, I still go back and watch The Rock. Oh, The Rock wants to say, The Rock wants to tell you, Coach, The Rock wants to see you dance. The Rock wants to see you dance to Charleston. Oh, yeah, and then kicks the coach. Nobody wants to see you dance to Charleston, Coach. Oh, the coach, we get your ass out of here. You know, I mean, you don't have that kind of stuff.
No, The Rock was at his best when he was a heel.
going
Right.
back to heels in like AEW versus WWE, you know, the PG area. I mean, recently, I don't know if it's still going on, but MJF had a going on rivalry thing with Brian Pillman Jr. And they were in his hometown, and they were, you know, that his like wife or brother or whoever it was in the crowd or whatever, and MJF
His
comes
woman.
out.
Significant.
MJF comes out and was talking shit to her, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and you know, his mom or his daughter, blah blah, blah Methody. Oh, sorry, I meant Melanie or whatever, you know, and it was, you know, just going off on them, you know, saying how terrible people they are. You know, it's like I said, WWE could not get away with stuff like that.
But they should be able
They
to.
should.
I mean, that's the thing. It's
Right,
who's telling them they
if
can't.
they did it.
You know, who's telling them they can't get away with stuff like that? They are telling them they can't get away with stuff.
Yeah, they used to do the shit like
It's
that.
like, who's telling us we can't get away with saying what we say?
Corey.
You know,
Well, should,
You can't say that shit, fucker.
I mean,
seriously,
seriously.
you had half naked chicks on the TV back in the day.
Right.
You had, you know, pimps and hoes. You know.
But go back to that.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H's butts all over, you know.
Yeah, I mean, go back to that shit. That's where we need to be at. Yeah, Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass running around all the time.
X-Pac.
Eugene.
Yeah. Go back to that stuff.
Freak show.
Bob Eugene.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing.
Val
is-
Venus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but apparently he's going completely
Yeah.
Trump nuts.
I mean, but
now.
a porn star.
But you could do that with anybody.
You know.
I mean, that's the thing is
X-Pac is a porn star.
you could
You know now.
freaking Gangrel was a real porn star. I mean, you know, apparently he was better looking when he was younger. But
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
seriously though, I mean,
I guess that appeals to some people.
Tara Reynolds running around half
Right.
naked.
you can make a product that
Sable.
sells. I mean, look, that's like when OAE finally starts its wrestling federation, and it will.
You have bra and panty matches for fuck's sake.
It will go back to the way it was because that's the thing is we miss
Objectifying people.
It's not that. It's really not objectifying people because you're putting people over. Is it objectifying the girl who's in Playboy who made $2 million to show her tits?
Look, bottom line, sex sells.
Yes, but it's not objectifying.
And
them.
again, it makes no difference to me how somebody makes their money. It really doesn't.
I mean, the whole argument,
As long as they ain't stealing it from me,
the
it makes
whole
no difference.
fucking argument that everything has to be PC.
When did we turn into a nation of prudes?
Look at ECW.
Right. ECW is, I honestly believe that if you put ECW on TV today like it was, that you're going to beat everybody. That's my belief.
You
You-
couldn't have a Rick Rude now.
No. But I'm just saying, if you came back and you put an ECW product out, okay, and you had something where they're setting tables on fire, power bombing people through flaming tables, flipping birds, kicking people in the nuts. You can't even kick somebody in the nuts on WWE.
No more low blow.
No low blow. They're
Well, then
banned.
no wonder Ric Flair's not doing something.
AEW did a match not long ago. It was John Moxley versus somebody from Japan. I don't remember his name, but he
I know what you're talking about.
like a death match. It was like a death match type style.
Right.
And you know, the guy was like had fluorescent light bulbs he'd hit you with. He made a table of fluorescent light bulbs to put you through it. You know, he was blood. It was a bloody mess after he took a.
There's so much damn broken glass.
But I hate to point this out. A fluorescent light bulb's an easy bump.
This thing shattered. Nothing.
Yes, that's an easy bump.
Mm.
Okay.
And he did like in the
It's-
Duel of Butcher moment where he
you
took the broken piece of a light bulb and was just jamming it into John Moxley's forehead.
You can break those things just putting them in.
Right, right. But
I've seen it.
my point is that you've got this program that Fox has gave you 3 hours a week, and is it still on USA?
USA still, yeah.
Has gave you 2 hours or 3 hours?
Let's see, 8 to 11.
Okay, so 3 hours there of programming, and you've got this show that is just it's flailing. It's not what it used to be 20 years ago, and that's what it really is getting. That's the thing is the people who were watching. They went from 6 million viewers a fucking week to none. I mean, you think about it, because that's what's happened is what you're seeing is the tapering off of the viewers from 20 years ago. That's it. That's what's going on right now with the world of wrestling.
I watch occasionally this thing on YouTube. It's like a wrestling talk thing where
Right.
they give you news and updates and stuff like that. And I was watching one of the things, and it was saying that Vince, like, sometimes he'll have the whole Raw planned out, everything good.
Yep.
10 minutes into it, before the thing's thing, he throws the whole thing out and has to come up from scratch from the.
But why would you do that? Look, if I can put two wrestlers together and I can say, look, you guys are going to have a match tonight. You're going to be mid-card. I want it to last 20 minutes. Work it out. Okay, here's what I want the ending to be. You two work everything out from there. All right. I'm probably going to get some pretty good shit put out there on my program. Okay. Now, instead of me coming in and going, okay, I want you two guys to wrestle for 20 minutes. No low blows, no blood. I don't want you to do any holds for too long. I don't want any closed-fisted punches because that just looks bad. It makes you look like you're brawlers, not wrestlers, or excuse me, sports entertainers. Okay, so now what I've got is a product of people doing backflips for 20 fucking minutes, and that's all WWE is.
And they say
Yes.
they just say that Vince will change matchups like, okay, well, so and so is supposed to win the title tonight.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes into it, no, we're not going to let you win the title. We're going to, we're going to keep it on so and so. Or he's constantly
See, but
micromanaging. He says like he's in every one of the.
He's second
Yeah.
guessing himself.
Well, I mean, I've heard JR talk about how they wear the headsets that when they're announcing, and Jerry Lawler always said that Vince never talked to him while he was commentating, because apparently Vince really liked the way that Lawler commentated, because they'd worked together when it was McMahon and Lawler at one point. And JR said sometimes during the break he'd pull his ear off. He goes, God, Vince is blowing me up tonight, and that's still the way it is. And there we go. Old men complaining about things not being as good as they once were. Her new fetish. Well, we've got somebody who likes it. Then there you go.
And like you said, I was watching one where it was like Christian was talking about how he was on commentating one time, and Vince was in JBL's ear telling him about how he's ugly or something like that, and he goes on and
yeah, he knows who it is.
and saying that along the lines of and he come back and did a promo about you love this and that, and he said it wasn't scripted, and it made Vince mad.
But I mean, that's the thing though, is the best moments in wrestling are unscripted. Okay, you can't take a show and make it fully scripted, like Austin one time. If you go
Austin 316 thing,
yeah. Completely unscripted. Had no idea he was going to say that. He said, he got told at the beginning of the show that Jake the Snake was going to run a religious promo on him. He says, so I didn't know what I was going to do. He said, I come out there, I grabbed the mic, and I'm, Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass, and that's how we got to where we are with that.
He's made a ton of money on those shows.
Made so much money on this. That's the issue, though. Is look at WWE now. They're not merchandising. These guys who are going to work for WWE on $500,000 a year contracts have no hope at making $10 million a year like Steve Austin did, because they can't come up with something to merchandise with.
And you don't see nowadays. You don't see as many shirt wrestling. I mean, you see them still. You don't see it like back when we were kids. You see DX, you see Austin, you see Rock, you see Undertaker shirts, all Kane, all
Right.
over, NWO all over the place.
and it's just, this is where we're at. I mean, this is the world of wrestling.
Well, I mean, how can
The
you sell
last wrestling-
merchandise when nobody's watching your damn show?
The last
Well, that's
wrestling
another
shirt
issue.
I remember seeing in public was I was at work, and there was a guy wearing an Undisputed Era shirt. Other than that, it was an NXT tag team. Other than that, that's the only wrestling shirt I've seen recently.
I have not seen a wrestling shirt since you wore one not too long ago. Was it Brody Lee
Yeah,
that you wore? That's the last wrestling shirt that I seen. And I mean, Brian's waving at people.
A people. You don't have A people.
But yeah, we have a people on the Twitch as well.
Is it the same people?
No, it's multiple people. I think it's still Derek and someone else. I'm not exactly sure who the
Well,
other.
welcome,
somebody else is.
welcome. Tell us what you
But-
think about
Our show.
our show. Do you agree with us
Shit.
about
Tell us
wrestling?
the
Do you know
shit.
anything about wrestling? Tell us how bad we suck. Whatever.
Yeah, you can tell
In
us
our
that.
face. We don't care.
Come Nuts 3016 says Brian sucks balls. Fat man die. Corey's a fag.
Who said this?
Come Nuts 3016.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Keeping it classy.
Keep it classy. Come
Fat
Nuts.
man die.
Do what?
Fat man can't die. I love him.
What?
You said that the person said
Oh,
fat men
Meg-
die, and I said fat men can't die. I love fat
Oh,
men.
Megan says fat man can't die. She loves me.
Batman can't die.
Fat man can't die. There you go. It's forever written. Fat man can't die. But no, I mean, the thing is that if you go right down to the nitty gritty of the problem with wrestling, is that there is zero ability to write in wrestling, and it's the same problem with entertainment as a whole. There's no writers left.
No good ones.
No,
There's plenty of terrible ones.
yeah, and the ones that are good get railroaded because they have ideas that are outside of what they consider the norm.
You'll have management. No, they don't like this way this is. We're
Right.
gonna do it like this.
Well, I mean, look,
Kids
the
these days
problem
will
is
like this better.
it's obviously not the working because it's not working. The way it is now is not working.
No,
Time to do something different.
well, but that's the thing is they're happy with their 681,000 viewers.
I wouldn't be. I'd be damn ashamed.
They're happy with it
I'd be ready to close the damn door.
because they're getting people who are going to the network. But back to the question that we were asked
Who asked
earlier.
for it?
You asked
Well, I
this
mean, it's
question.
more on Peacock than the
If-
network.
Right,
Though,
but they're getting $20 million a year from Peacock to do it.
I don't even know what question
So,
I asked. Remind me.
You asked if it was dumped in my lap today,
Oh, yeah,
what
okay.
would I do? And
No, I
the-
said, who would you get rid of?
I wouldn't get
who would
rid of
you keep?
anybody. I would keep everybody. I think I can work with everybody.
You think you can?
I think I can. Okay.
Even
Now-
pancakes.
I didn't say I would keep the gimmicks.
Okay, good.
No, I would do away with stupid gimmicks. Period. The end. People do not relate to stupid gimmicks.
How do you relate to pancakes?
Maybe they
I mean, I eat
two,
pancakes. I
They
like 'em.
do good.
2 to 3 of them has been world champion.
That's fine. But they're not selling merchandise like you need merchandise moving. And that's sad because they're the top merchandise that's moving.
And they're not putting people in the seats.
Correct. I mean, and that's when you're having
Not
to pipe
exciting.
in, when you're having to pipe cheers into your fucking show, there's a goddamn problem. We can all admit to that. So to me, what I would do is I would start, I would call Steve Austin up. And I would say, hey, look, Steve, and I would call Steve Austin. I'd call The Rock. I'd call Mick Foley. And I'd say, hey, look, I need you to come in and talk to these guys, these young guys coming up. And I want you to talk to them about how the business works. I want you to explain to them, how to come about asking me a question about how to come about getting yourself over.
Well, and another thing that I would have some of them, I think I'd ask some of them is to be in the creative department.
I don't think I would want
Give
them
them
in
like
my
a
creative,
consultant or something.
but like I think
Give
that
some input.
I think if me, you, and Brian sat down in creative,
Like say,
and
I
I'll listen there.
can't think of a thing to do with this person.
If
Help
me,
me out.
you, Brian, and Mr. Hope could sit down in creative every day of a wrestling company, we could create a product that was good. And the reason being is me and Brian are wrestling fans. You're sort of, and Mr. Hope isn't. And if we leave that room, Mr. Hope goes, it's a good idea. Guess what? It's going to sell.
And then you also got to check with your talent too. Be like, oh, I want to give you this chicken costume and have you go out and be the gobbledygook. Or, is that something you want to do? Tell me what kind of character you want to play, and we'll try to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The norm in wrestling has been you take the fucking gimmick you're given, or you're doomed. Okay, if you fight back, it's over.
That's a stupid way to run.
I would talk. Like
But
the Godfather. I watched when he was on the talk auction thing. He said he didn't really care for what was his name?
Comma.
Right. He said he didn't like the Good Father. He didn't.
Right. He hated the Good Father.
He said he didn't know anything about voodoo. He said he made Papa Shango work.
Right.
But he didn't know anything. He said he actually went down and researched voodoo to his part so he can get it right. He said didn't care for it. He said the Godfather is what he liked. He said because that was closest to who he was, and he brought that to Vince, or somebody brought up that to Vince, and he was like, okay, we can, So, like I said, you got to be comfortable with the role you're going to try to do.
Because it feels more natural.
Yeah.
It comes across better.
And that's the whole thing is you've got to give the viewer a feeling of authentication. Because if you've got a character coming out there, because that's what you should never be a character, is really my stance. Now I get the Undertaker's a character, and that he's been popular. I get that Kane was a character and he's popular.
Work, but
you can only do characters with like Goldust was a character.
You're damn right he was.
But do you know what I've heard Dustin Reynolds say that was his idea. That he wanted to push those buttons.
He wanted to be weird.
Yes, he wanted to push those buttons because he wanted people to look at him and go, kind of be apprehensive about it, And
with Cody Rhodes, when he was Stardust,
right,
he said he hated Stardust.
Oh,
I think I remember him saying that he didn't like the Stardust persona.
Okay,
I like Stardust myself.
Okay. My whole point is basically. And I actually think what I'm going to wind up doing for this episode, for those of you watching on Fat, Bald, and White,
you missed a good bit of content.
Have missed a lot of content, but that's fine.
Not all of it was good.
I think this is going to be the first episode. I'm going to trim this. So what we'll have is a shortened episode of Fat, Bald, and White come out this week.
Okay.
I'm going to trim this, and this is going to be the first episode of Blake and Brian's podcast. Okay?
Okay.
No, Corey, you're still in. You're still in.
Oh, okay.
Did you not get the letter?
No.
Because we were talking about doing this podcast on wrestling anyway.
I can go to my room.
But no, I'm just saying. I mean, I think that's what I'm going to do. Is that fine with y'all, or do you want to leave this on the Fat Bald? Because I think
I don't care either way.
it could be on both. It doesn't make a
But
damn.
does that make me have to come up with another show now?
Well, no, we do not. No.
Okay. Can we split the two off?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can split the two. But anyways, my point is though that if I was in control of WWE, I would do a lot of work with my talent, and I would sit back and I would say, look, it's time for you to be an exaggerated version of yourself.
It's not so much character, you mean, rather than caricature.
Right.
It's just like Vince McMahon and the Mr. McMahon character are
Right.
similar, but they're completely different.
Yeah, I mean, they say Vince McMahon's a really nice guy.
Mhm.
The fact is that you've got to be able to be an exaggerated version of yourself. Just like we are here. Okay? We
Except for I really am gay, though.
Yeah, you really are gay.
I don't know. You're the non-practicing type.
But no, I mean, the whole thing.
Quick, do something gay for us. Good job.
It's out there for all the folks on Twitch and YouTube to watch from now on.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, the whole fucking setup with WWE could be so well done right now if you just went to your talent and you said, look, folks, I want you to be you and build up.
Give me you.
Yeah, just be an exaggerated version of you. I don't want you coming out. I get it. Okay, like with Charlotte Flair, I get it. Bring her out to the her dad's music and all that bullshit if that's what you want to do.
Because I mean, you know, she is
It's
girl.
it's legacy, whatever. Okay, have her in the sequined gown if that's what you want to do, looking like a fucking peacock, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that with every person that comes to the damn ring.
No.
Every person that comes to the ring is not a legacy person. They're not a well-known individual that's, you know.
It's not an institution. They're
Right.
a brand.
Right. So build your brand.
Like the
You know,
roads.
If you're a guy from South Georgia who's come to work at WWE, there's no fucking sense in you being called the Brooklyn Brawler. You know?
No.
And that's what they do now. Is, you know, okay, you're from South Georgia. Why don't you be a
It's like Big Boss Man.
why don't you be a 1890s British person for me here? Wear a top hat and call everybody governor. We're going to fight now, governor. You know, I mean, yes, it seems to me that you're going to take quite a lashing. Quite a lashing you're going to take. But I mean,
Good one old spot.
yes, good one old sport. Jolly good, jolly good.
Capital.
Do not go that route.
No, you look back at the Big Boss Man.
Right.
That is a true to
He
life.
was who the fuck he was in life.
He really was a prison guard from Cobb County, Georgia.
Worked with your mama at one time, prison guard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I worked with the Big Boss Man.
yeah. Wasn't it at the men's
She
prison?
said he was an ass in real life, though.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
But I mean, the thing is that
But I mean, it's
They-
that job, though. It attracts a lot of assholes.
but this these people could be developed in such a way.
Well, Kurt Angle, he was an Olympic medalist. And
Right.
But
look at-
everybody's got something that they can bring to the table.
Look at you can go back and watch the evolution of Chris Jericho. Okay. And to me, like I feel like Chris Jericho right now is doing the best shit Chris Jericho's ever done. But the only time that even comes close to that is undisputed champion Jericho.
Now, he's the same man who beat The Rock and Stone Cold the same night.
Right. Okay. But my point is that they had Chris Jericho like he is right now, huge, larger than life Chris Jericho in 2002, and they quashed it. Because then they said, "Oh no, you're not top card guy because we've got all these hulking guys."
Yeah,
You're down
Vince
mid-card.
apparently wants to. That's when he restructured NXT. He wants big, tough people.
And that's the thing is, look,
Hey,
look, we've got an era now of big tough people. You had Strowman, you had Lesnar, you had Bray Wyatt. What did it get you? What did it get you?
I mean, look, here's the thing. You need only a handful of big dudes. You know, because everyone likes to see big dudes beat the shit out of each other. And, you know, then there's the David and Goliath
Right.
matches
Right.
where the little guy
I mean, look
whoops the
back in
big dude.
WCW, Rey Mysterio versus the Giant.
Yeah.
You know,
Those took place. Same thing in when he was on SmackDown.
Mhm.
You know, the thing is that these are
But
really
you only need like a handful of big dudes.
correct.
You're a stable of them, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't have to have a
And
shit
then you
pile
got-
of big
Then
dudes,
you got some little dudes.
right?
You don't need a lot of them,
No.
just a handful. And then most of the other people should be like somewhere in the middle.
And that's the thing is you've got to create a culture where people in the middle can rise to the top.
And don't never everybody need to go to the top rope. It's not special anymore. I mean, it used to be like, oh my God, he's going to the top rope.
But it's every match.
Yeah, now
It is
everyone
every
climbs the damn top
fucking
rope.
match. Someone's at the top rope.
Yeah, no, not everyone can be a high flyer.
No,
Stop that shit.
and it shouldn't be. You
No.
shouldn't have all matches where they. As I
The
said,
luchadors should
today-
be doing that shit.
today it is.
The
It is
little people
you know,
should be doing that
you
shit.
got a 20-minute
That's it.
match and it's all backflips.
Big dudes, they ain't got no business doing
No.
that. They got their business is being big dudes.
Yes,
Be the immovable force.
but you can't come into WWE anymore and fight like Steve Austin. You can't come in
Slug people.
and do the fist in the face, the clotheslines, the Luthes press. You can't just go into a match and do that anymore because it's not showy enough. it doesn't get a 5-star rating from
Well, I'm
Dave.
telling you, what they're doing is not working either.
I can't remember the guy that does Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Dave
Okay.
something. What is his
Meltzer.
last name? Meltzer. That's right. It doesn't get a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
So that's exactly the issue. Fuck Dave Meltzer. He's not. He's one fan.
Yeah.
Who's writing on a goddamn blog.
Fuck you.
You know, and
And
that's
do us.
yeah.
You either
I mean,
like it or you don't.
You just need to go back and watch old matches. Like go back and watch where like Hogan versus like Steamboat or something, and you know compared to
I
today.
don't know if you ever had a Hogan v Steamboat, did you?
Maybe I don't know.
Turducken.
You know, back in the old
Check the snake.
NWA day, you know, the old days like that. Where look how wrestling has changed.
Right.
You know, you
Or you know, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. You want your David and Goliath match? There you go.
Just go back and watch 2000 in the Raw's War from 2000, and you're going to see how much wrestling has changed from then to now. And then flip over and what? And I don't want to say that about AEW because AEW, yeah, they've got a lot of high flyers, and I don't like that. But just go and look at 2000 compared to today with WWE, and all you're going to see is backflips and bullshit moves. And then you're going to have somebody land a finisher. Michael Cole's going to freak out, throw a hashtag out there, and it's going to be over. That's
what
how
trending with the next
right,
one.
yeah. And that's what WWE is today. So, I mean, my whole point about it is you've got to readjust from that. You've got to go back and get that brawler mentality.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, people just want to see people beat the shit out of each other.
Even though it's staged, you still want to feel like you watched a fight.
Yeah.
Like I said, back in the old days, you know, you'll see like the elbows on the head, you'll see like clotheslines,
Right.
and like the biggest moves you'll see is maybe like a scoop slam or
Right.
you know, something like that. You know,
Yeah. But I mean, and that's the thing is wrestling can evolve. I agree that wrestling can evolve to the point to like, but stay in that 2000 era wrestling. Sure, you know there need to be moves like a tombstone pile driver or a just a normal pile driver for or a superplex and stuff like that from time to time. It does not need to be every damn match. There doesn't need to be. One of the things I hated when watching the luchador style wrestlers or cruiserweights, they used to call them, was where they would get the arm bar, then they'd do the 15 fucking flips to get out of it, and then they'd have the other guy in the arm bar, and he'd do the 15 fucking flips to get out of it. And you do
Somebody's
that
going over the ropes.
right, and then you do that for 5 minutes of the match, and
That's boring.
it's boring. But some people like it. I don't. And obviously, the American connoisseur of wrestling does not like it because the ratings are down.
now I will say some of the high flying stuff I am impressed about. Like you know, like you get like some of these people who like run and jump onto the ropes, like run across the ropes, and jump off from Hurricane.
Yeah, but you don't get a lot of Matt Hardy shit anymore.
Some of the lucha people will do it,
But
still.
not, but okay, yes, they do some of it. But you don't have a lot of guys going, you know what, I'm going to put a table across 2 fucking ladders 20 foot in the air and I'm going to freaking twist a fate somebody through it. You know, that's not happening anywhere.
Like I don't remember who did it, but I remember watching a match recently where they jumped up onto the actual rope itself,
Right.
stood on the ropes, bounced off the ropes, and caught somebody like a DDT or something.
I mean, sure, that's impressive. But what happens when you get hurt doing that?
You die.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, is it's wrestling. You're not supposed to go out there and get yourself hurt.
No, that's how you get Mick Foley's or at worst Owen Hart's.
Right. Or you get
Nobody
Sean
wants to
Whitman.
be. Nobody
You
wants
get
to be.
X-Pac and your asshole rips open on national television.
Yeah, that's that's fun.
I mean, that's totally what you want.
I mean,
I mean,
sure it was great
professional wrestling
entertainment.
is, you know, to be fake. It is a rough sport. It wears and tears on your body.
You're going to be sore when you leave. Okay? You should feel like you worked a real job all fucking day. But there's no point in doing some of the shit they're doing.
Literally trying to kill yourself.
Yes. For what? I mean, because it's not putting you over.
And that's the problem with companies now.
I'm just saying, you're doing all this stuff and it's not putting you over.
That reminded me of something funny. Like there was a wrestler in WWE. He was called Zack Ryder. He's Matt Cardona now in Impact.
Yep.
But he was trying his best. You know, he was trying to. He was mid card at best, trying to win like the Intercontinental United States title and stuff. He won it a few times, but he was trying to get over, but he couldn't. You know, didn't get a lot of time on TV. So he had this YouTube show like and stuff. He would put on like and. One of the things I always thought was funny was he was at this fence and there was a gate, but he was climbing the fence.
Right.
And one of those other guys on there, he goes, Zach, just come around. He goes, no, I need to get over. I need to get over. You know.
But that's the thing is they're not getting over.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let me ask you a question. In your opinion, and you know what over is?
Yes.
Okay, I mean like
Main event style.
but yes, but
Popular
no.
with the fans.
Popular with the fans, bringing heat, whatever you know, getting the pop.
Mm-hmm.
Is Roman Reigns
Merch
over?
sales. All
Roman Reigns.
Is he over? Not by today's standards, by our standards. Is Roman Reigns over?
By our standards,
No, you know
no,
that's
we don't. I like what he's doing with the heel.
I like it with the heel, but he's not over.
Yeah.
Because that's Brock Lesnar's gimmick. He's doing Brock Lesnar's gimmick right now. Is Brock Lesnar over?
He's not popular, but he's
But the heat, does he have the
he
heat?
has the heat. Well, he's a good guy now, but yeah. He has
Okay,
the heat.
so no, he's not over now. And that's the thing.
People still boo him because they don't like Brock Lesnar.
That's the thing is they're trying to fix oh, he's the bad guy. He's always been the bad guy. We're gonna make Brock Lesnar, whatever. But he's not over.
He really should just stick with Brock Lesnar as the face breaker.
Yes,
That's who he's a big dude. Do big dude shit.
right. I mean, this is UFC Brock Lesnar. He's not weak by any means.
No,
the
dude's jacked.
only person who I think might stand a chance against Brock Lesnar if you put them in a toe-to-toe match, Big Show, not including Big Show, okay, would be Kurt Angle. Everybody
Not
else,
now. Kurt's kind of in bad shape now.
Well, I think Kurt could still put him down. But everybody else, I mean, they're truly no match for this guy.
Mm-mm. The only other
Over.
person who could be on his level would be some other UFC person.
Right. Who's beat him or something.
Yeah.
But my point is,
Well, they made up to a match. I don't think it ever really happened. It was Cain Velasquez.
I don't know.
UFC.
I'm not a
he's the one
UFC
who
guy.
beat Brock Lesnar for the world title in UFC. Or whatever.
But yeah, being a big dude's not nearly, it was not enough, though, to go toe to toe with him. Because, like, you could put Brock Lesnar versus Viscera. Brock Lesnar will whoop the shit out of Viscera.
Unless Viscera fell on him,
Yeah, I mean,
then Brock's going to struggle to get out of that. I mean,
yeah, a few good hits to the face from Brock Lesnar, Viscera's out.
right.
It's over.
Yeah.
He can't take the hit.
Correct.
Being big is not a virtue
Yeah, that's
in and of itself.
It doesn't save you anymore.
Now a match like Brock Lesnar versus Ken Shamrock in his prime,
Yeah.
that would be an exciting
right,
match.
Might be interesting.
Yeah,
But I mean, the thing is that but
I don't
that
like
doesn't
either
have-
one of them, but that'd be a damn
But
good
that has
match.
nothing to do with getting over. But I get what you're saying. Those are both like
They're on the same
par, right?
similar levels.
But my point is you've got because what's the main thing it takes to get over in wrestling? And that's simple. It's mic skill.
Yeah, if you ain't got it, don't talk.
If you don't have mic skill, you've
Get
got
you a
no
Jimmy Hart.
business. Right.
Well, I tell you, I don't know if you would call it over, but I tell you who's been getting some heat and some like stuff is Bobby Lashley.
Oh.
He was a world champion. He lost recently,
Okay.
but he's got MVP to talk for him too. He'll
Okay.
talk himself too. But he comes out and just destroys his opponents and stuff like that. But he'll come out and he'll talk shit. And MVP
Yeah, but he's the big dude. I mean, that's he's doing big dude things.
Right. But I mean, that's the thing though.
You come out, you're a big dude, you wreck people. The end.
Again, I point out though that there's no wrestlers who are truly over.
No, because they've run them all off.
That's the thing with WWE. There's no mic time. And what mic time you have is scripted now. They'll hand you a script and tell you, here, memorize this, go out and enjoy.
Now I'll tell you who one of my favorite heels of all time in the WWE is, though.
He's
not no, he's not a heel at the moment, but he is Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton's a good heel.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great wrestler too.
Yeah, I would say that if you had to pick somebody, like,
good
and why
talent.
is he not top card stuff?
He's great
He's
talent.
tag champions right now.
That's not where he belongs.
That's mid range, and you know it.
Yeah.
You damn
I
well
mean,
know it.
Randy Orton deserves
The
better.
only time that is not mid range is when one of them's also the world champion.
Right. Rock and sock.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it's a top thing.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Undertaker.
Yeah.
Top thing. You know,
Hell, even also on the Rock. Didn't they fight together?
I don't think they were tag team
Yeah, there
champions.
were some interesting tag combinations that were champions at one point. So
Right, but I mean, but my whole point is that these people aren't over the way that they should be, and that's the issue with wrestling.
Because they're not investing in them.
Yeah, well, they don't want to,
No.
and they don't want to build the card up.
Mm-mm.
I honestly think it's because they're afraid to put, that they're going to have to pay out too much.
Oh well, you have good talent, you pay for it. That's how it works.
I mean,
it's called investment in your company.
I get it, but I mean,
It takes money to make money.
with WWE's whole stance on things right now is let's make money on the network. Let's make money, charging or it's not the network anymore. It's on Peacock. We make $20 million a year, whatever that deal is for Peacock. Okay. Let's get people watching that. That's what they want right now.
Well, that's fine, but you know what? You can also come up with new content from people who are, you're putting over.
Right.
and
No, I agree.
I can't.
I don't know why you can't do both.
I can't think of any really good heels right now in the WWE other than Roman Reigns at the moment. Now,
Well, and here's another issue though, because their business model is flawed. They're working on this go to the Peacock and watch old stuff model. What happens when people like me are old and dead?
They're dead. They're done.
It's over because they're not putting out material. Sure, there's going to be 681,000 people who go back and rewatch some stuff from their childhood. Okay, I get that. Sure.
But you can only do that so much. That's
Right.
a well that runs dry real quick.
They're not expanding their fan base.
Mm-mm. Obviously not.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fundamental flaw of the WWE. AEW, on the other hand, we'll jump over to that real quick, then we'll wrap this up. AEW, on the other hand, they're doing shit right.
Mm-hmm.
they
Obviously.
got phenomenal heels and stuff over there.
Well, they got great ratings.
They've got good, but not great. They've got
MJF.
good ratings.
You got
Well, they're
Kenny,
better than the other.
Right.
Kenny Omega. You got the Young Bucks.
Right.
You got the whole elite.
Jericho.
Jericho. They're good guys right now.
But that's still,
Yeah.
you got Jericho over there. I mean, look, I point out the best bad guy in wrestling history is Chris Jericho. I say that without a doubt. You think MJF is getting there? You think MJF's going to be as big a bad guy
I
as...
like MJF.
Is he going to be as big a bad guy as Jericho?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, look, you got.
See, I
over
think
there.
that you
got,
can turn him to a Rock type figure.
The thing about them is they've gotten a lot of veterans.
They have...
And a lot of talented scouts. JR among them.
Right. They've got a lot of veterans, okay? But they
Shivani,
also
they
knew how
know
to mix
what
in
real talent.
the right amount of new people.
Yeah.
It's like having Hogan and Macho Man on your roster, okay, and just tagging them together against young people, okay? You're not building anyone up doing that,
Mm-mm.
okay? Here's what AEW did. AEW came in, brought Sting in, put him up with Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Darby Allin. I know a lot of people do. He's got this weird skater punk thing going on. That has brought that guy's stock way up.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is tagged up with Sting. I don't know if they're tag champions or ever have
No.
been, but the fact that they're tagged up,
The Lucha Brothers are the current tag champions.
the Luchasaurus thing.
No, Lucha Brothers are Pentecostal.
Okay.
Peniente, Pentecostal Jr. and Ray Phoenix.
Okay, something Mexican name and another Mexican name.
Pentecostals and the Methodists.
Right. The Pentecostals and the Methodists. But my whole point is that, they know how to build future stars. They didn't come in and put Chris Jericho when he was the world champion. versus.
These people are already over. You don't keep. You know,
Right, but they
it
didn't
doesn't
put.
take anything to make them.
They
They
didn't
are who
put
they are.
Christian. And you know, I will say this: the good thing right now is the fact that Cody Rhodes is not the champion.
Cody Rhodes has never been the champion.
He shouldn't be. He's not world championship material. Okay, he's never going to be world
Mid-card.
championship material.
He's
In
mid-card
fact,
at best.
if he wants to run the thing, because that's what he's doing, he's kind of running the thing. Stay in the back, don't wrestle.
Don't talk.
Okay, or come out and be the Vince McMahon character if you must do something.
Our manager.
Sure, but my point remains that they're not getting wrapped up in themselves. That's where WWE's downfall was at, was when they got wrapped up in themselves and started pinning the belt on Triple H.
Well, right
Put the
now,
belt
I think Tony Khan is doing a lot more of the decisions than he used to. Because I know he used to, when it started off, it was Jericho. When Jericho helped, it was Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is still over the women's division, I think. The Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes was doing a lot of the,
Booking.
right, and stuff like that. Making some of the decisions. And, Cody knows a lot of the company. He grew up. His dad was
Right.
I mean, he knows a lot about the damn business.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like what, third, fourth generation?
At least second. I mean, I don't know third. I don't know if Dusty's dad was a wrestler, but I think he was just a common man.
But yeah, like I said,
He's a working man.
Yeah, he's just a working man. That's common man, isn't it? Just a common man.
Working hard for you.
Yeah.
You have so much stuff going on in AEW. You got good guys. You got the inner circle of now good guys.
Right.
They're going up against I don't remember what the name.
What
is.
is Sammy Guevara? What's his deal?
He's in the inner circle. He is the current TNT champion at the moment.
Okay, I think that kid's got some
Oh
ability.
He's young.
Yeah.
He's got the look.
I mean, he reminds me of a young Eddie Guerrero.
Mhm.
And I think that if you look at that, there's going to be a big. I think there's going to be a big pop in that guy's career at some point. Now, look, I don't think there's anyone over there right now who is going to grow to the Rock's level or Steve Austin's level, because wrestling right now is lacking something. It doesn't have 6 million viewers a week, primarily. But if they keep growing the ratings, there's a damn good chance that somebody over there.
Well, I mean, they're starting from the ground up and look where they are.
Yeah, but they also get that's cute to say they're starting from the ground up, but they're starting
on
from the ground up
giants
with a billionaire's paycheck, with a billionaire's checkbook.
And I'm liking what they're doing too, like with the kicking down the forbidden door. I wish WWE would do more of this. Where they, now instead of just being AEW, AEW works with Impact, AEW works with New Japan, AEW works with whatever,
Well, but see, that's not. But okay, this is what worries me about AEW. Okay,
I think they're doing too much.
WCW did the same thing. WCW sent Chris Jericho over to New Japan. They sent Hulk Hogan over to New Japan. They did this stuff, and they did it with AAA, and there was some other promotions that they worked with. What was Mid-South? And I look at that and I go, okay, are you starting down that? Because keep in mind, WCW, they started on the backs of giants too. I get that it's cool for a guy who's a billionaire to say, you know what, I own this company, write a check, start it up. Ted Turner did it. Tony Khan's doing it. Ted Turner won the wrestling war for 83 weeks. Tony Khan's winning it right this second. This is what, 2 or 3 weeks into it?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going to be at in 83 weeks? Because is Vince McMahon going to get that I'm cornered feeling like he did then?
Last I heard that Vince wasn't even worried about AEW.
He wasn't worried about WCW till he was.
He had to kill it.
But this is the thing, though. This is the difference between Tony Khan and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is a billionaire because he's a wrestling promoter.
Yeah. He knows how to.
Tony Khan is a billionaire because his daddy's a billionaire.
His daddy works for wrestling too, though.
No, his dad. No. Tony Khan's daddy owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what his money came from.
There's a different con that works.
So, but my point is,
Sheer con.
sure, God, my point
Genghis.
is that where we're at with
Genghis
this,
Khan.
okay, is are you going to see Vince McMahon decide one day, okay, gloves are off?
Well, I think the survival of his company depends on him pulling his head out of his ass.
Right. And at some point, he's got
We'll
to.
have to see if he's too old to do it or not.
You have to step back and maybe let like Triple H or somebody.
But do you think he's got it in him to step back?
No.
He'll work that job until he's dead or physically able not to.
Because I mean, it's either going to come down to a board meeting that they say, okay, you're out,
Which is a
which
possibility.
is a realistic possibility having a publicly traded company because it's not just his no more.
No, he doesn't have complete control.
It's his and mine. You know, I want to share. You know, but
I'm sure
I know
they'll
they're
pay
all
such
worried.
attention.
They're all worried about my opinion.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a random fat guy in Georgia who doesn't like red, red, red. We need to have a
Well, who
vote.
cares? Like I said, he's got to share his stock. Oh Jesus!
He's a stockholder.
Oh my God, he's a shareholder.
But no, I think that
Yeah, the board of directors can kick your ass out.
at any time,
They can vote you out. You have no confidence in you.
Yep.
Get out.
and then him and his entire family's gone. And what happens then?
I don't know. It's either sink or swim. Depends
Because
on who they replace him with.
that's the issue for WWE
Because
is
the
now that they have.
stockholders can't really do it because I mean, you can't run a company by committee.
Well, but that's what board directors are there for, is to bring to the stockholders the attention of whether or not the chief executive officer needs to be kicked out.
Yeah.
That's what Tony Khan has going for him. Okay. Is Tony Khan is in the position Vince McMahon was in 1998, 97, that period of
He
time.
didn't have to answer anything.
Has no one to answer to. Eric Bischoff at that time had plenty of people to answer to. AOL Time Warner deal was getting worked out. You know, there was a lot of stuff that you had to worry about at that point in time in wrestling.
Yeah, it was on one of
He had Hogan and Nash running this thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's really 100% true. They did some, okay? I'll say that they did some. But Bischoff admits the buck stopped with him. Go listen to his 83 Weeks podcast. Really good. The fact is that what he, you know, where we're at right now, it's like I see McMahon is in that position that Bischoff was in. Now, my question is, because McMahon could say tomorrow, okay, we're having a stock buyback and we're privatizing. And you got no options about it because he still is majority shareholder. Okay. So, I mean, that could be said, that could happen. And guess what? McMahon could fight and drag his company back to the tip top of where it was at.
Good, but he's got to have some fight in him.
Yeah.
And it
But
doesn't seem like he has any.
I'm not going to count Vince McMahon out. Like I feel
No,
like
I mean, I'm
McMahon.
just saying he's sleeping.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely that.
I mean, he's acting like he's not worried.
And on the other end, I wonder if he's not giving them enough rope.
Maybe he sees the writing on the wall there. They're doing too much.
Now we will real quick. We'll talk about the.
He might try to. He's got like a lot of money. He could cold war them. You know.
We'll talk about the whispers. Brian, do you know what I'm talking about? The whispers.
Whispers.
Yeah, what the whispers are. No, that's not the whisper.
Oh,
The whisper is that Vince McMahon is actually secretly,
in charge of both of them.
yes. That is the whisper. And they're saying that he's getting ready to sell his WWE stock and purchase Tony Khan out and come take over AEW because he doesn't like what the corporate structure of WWE has done to his product.
But he made this choice.
That's the thing. No, he did make the choice to go public. Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but once you make the
forced him.
choice to go public, that's true. But once you make the choice to go public, you've got a whole new set of things you have to abide by. Okay,
yeah,
codes of ethics.
SEC.
Yeah, and you know they changed
SEC.
but also FEC. They changed the ethics of the business. It's no longer Vince McMahon's company to run the way he wants to run it. It's that the shareholders have a say.
Yeah.
So I wonder, what do you think, Brian? Could there be any truth to the
It's
whispers?
possible, but no. Maybe that it could be why he's not worried about it. But then, I mean, they talk a lot of stuff. They talk about WWE on AEW some.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
But
not
then again,
like,
that could be just a Forbidden Door thing, and they talk about it on Impact as well. So
but it's not like someone who Vince McMahon hated went over to WWE. I mean, AEW and
Cody,
managed the roster.
Vince and Cody didn't get along.
They can get along, but who's the man in charge of the roster? Jim Ross.
Yeah.
And it's not like they hate each other. I'm just saying that those look like some hand-picked stuff going on. I don't know that to be a fact, but I mean, the whispers are out there.
I think if that's true, okay, let's set that up as a premise for
Okay.
next time.
Okay.
Because here's
So what, you want to be in on this? It's
No.
going to be us three. Okay, what we'll do is us three will do a wrestling podcast.
I was going to say, like, set this up for the next time. But here's the thought. If that is true, what talent would you snag?
Well, I mean, he's already done that, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do next time on the what are we going to name our wrestling podcast?
Wrestling talk.
Wrestling talk.
Let's
We'll
wrestle.
work on it. We'll have a new name. By the
Wanna
time we
wrestle?
post this.
Wrestling
So
and
this will be
titties.
on both Fat, Bald, and White, and Wrestling and Titties. There you go. I like it. There you go. So that'll be on both of our channels next week. So, anyways, we're getting out of here. What's the ACW title?
Can they hear us?
Ace. Bad thumbs. What the hell's that even mean?
We got 8 thumbs up.
Yay.
It's probably from our one viewer, though.
Well, we know who that is.
Yes. Can they hear this?
No.
So just see
Yeah.
weird tweet. You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll be back next week.
Some Saturday Night Live music right here.
All right. I'm ending the stream. You'll have to do the other one.
What?
Jen's talking to you.
Who,
You
me?
can talk to her. She can hear you. Or she should be able. The mic's not hooked, Brian.
Hello. Up and down.
I makeup shit.
Makeup shit.
My makeup shit. Hi.
Hello.
Like that on cloud 9.
Sexy boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so, I'm done with you people.
Okay.
Ears hurt.
You can end the stream there or talk to Jen, whatever you want to
Bye.
do. Someone's got to end the stream.
Well, where's the rat?
The rat. The rat is here. Oh God.
Can you?
No.
Can you end
You
the
have to
stream?
do it. I can't do it. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. This, like this.
No,
Oh no, no, get in here.
do it, Corey.